gonna wear my usual set. There we go. All right. It is an 8, so it's Zach.
Oh.
You know, I figured this would happen. I'll lay the groundwork. I'm not going to do it justice. Somebody else will have to probably fill in the blanks.
Do your best.
We divvied up items. I guess technically that ended the other session, but we made our way out of the sewer system after Ebenezer punched the door off with. Was it a crit?
I think we got 19.
Okay. So a really high roll, just punched the door off the hinges. I was imagining like a metal grate, just boom, just dislodged. We met back up at Grandma Ma's. We had a really awkward encounter between Ebenezer and Grandma Ma before having like a nice little sweet little breakup of moments. We departed after a little kid stared me down. I head patted him twice. Tried praying to God. Didn't go so well. It did not go well. Okay, it just didn't happen. Like nothing happened.
Simply did not go.
Yeah, I imagine not going well would be like getting smited the second that you open your mouth. But anyway, we departed for the city adjacent, and somebody want to help me on the name? I don't have the map up.
I got this.
Oh.
Yeah, that one.
So we were informed that the rumor was that it was culty or cultish, and we arrived to a kind of fenced city. Kinfath did not, in fact, run up the walls to go check. We took a much more tame approach.
And that's a shame.
Talked our way through the door, and basically got told exactly where Luther was, or what the game plan was with Luther. And I'm also, this is the part that I don't know very much about. I think there was a huge arc with Vesper and Kaelinor in the woods along the way. The ring thing confused me a lot. I don't know if somebody wants to jump in.
Sure. So his first magic item was also a ring, which happens to be related. And so he shot that into this spot, and that activated, or at least got the attention of Mortos and Maisha. Then they had that conversation.
Yeah, and I do remember Kaelinor putting the ring on specifically to have a conversation himself with what must have been Mortis.
Mortos?
If I have Mortos, if I have
Mort Dog.
the duo correct in my head. Had a conversation, and then we all kind of met up on a bench, awkwardly, on a single bench, awkwardly,
and waited
in the middle of this cult encampment city, and the head priest that I'm not remembering the name of came over and talked to us. Matron Motherly, and we basically had the easiest lore drop we've never had to work for. So that was sweet. And I think we were headed towards the ritual, or the sacrifice ritual in what must have been the center of town, I'm imagining. And I think that's where we left off.
It's in the bakery, actually.
I'm going to fill in some details. During... you also stole the Cockroach King's pants to declare freedom to the city, that everybody recognized as the legitimate call to freedom.
That's right.
When Vesper and Kaelinor talked to Mortis and Maisha, Maisha gave Kaelinor her blessing, while at the same time Vesper learned 2 new names of Kifo and Hayat who were within the lineage of Mortos and Mysha, seemingly before. When you arrived, the same thing happened. You were waiting on a bench. Matron Motherly did, in fact, give you the rundown of what the cult believes in, whether they believe they are uniquely capable of judging a soul when knowing if it's ready to be gently guided into the afterlife, unworthy of their afterlife, and doomed to begin anew, or worthy of their afterlife but not yet done with the mortal plane. You also found out that everybody here goes by a number, excepting Matron Motherly. Whenever somebody is born, they become one, and then their number changes as life moves on, and they get more members.
I got one.
Yeah,
Kaelinor reached out to Bogseth about the genie.
that is also true.
That happened.
Yep, facts, whole facts. So then we left with Matron Motherly saying that she had a judgment to perform. But as you were still there on the bench, Vesper spoke for the first time, and she looked over and asked to see his face. And upon pulling his hood off of his face, it became clear that she recognized him, and that is where we will hop back in here. Vesper, could you please roll me an insight check?
Yeah. Nat 1. Which fucking tracks. +3, you know. In case she's worse.
I'm pulling up the digital rolls, even though that was a physical one. I just want to have it. Stop. Yeah, okay. What I'll say is you see a look on her face change when she sees you, but you don't know exactly what it's about. When you pull your hood down, you see a noticeable reaction. You're not able to quite understand what that reaction means. But she goes, "Do I know you, friend?"
If you do, that'd be weird. 'Cause I don't know you.
Very well. Well, friends, my judgment comes at the end of a sermon I am to give in just about an hour now, so feel free to drop by during it, and we'll complete this at the end. But if you have anything you would like to do in our fine town in the meantime, you're more than welcome.
What's there to do?
Well, we all entertain ourselves somehow. Books, playing games, discovering things. Maybe if you have time to suss out this fellow in the house, you're more than welcome to try, but let me know.
Play games, you say?
Well, we have all sorts of stick and hoop games, and we've got tag. It's a hide and seek.
I see.
Yes. Anyway,
I believe my
must
friend
be
would
off
like to
now.
know if there's gambling.
Oh, we don't do gambling around here.
Wow.
No gambling.
Interesting.
We're Puritans.
But they
Gambling
do
is evil.
tag.
I must be off to get prepared. I hope I will see you all in our fine church later. And she walks off from the bench.
Okay, guys, I have something to tell everybody. As I make sure she's gone. I think she thinks I'm ugly.
Ooh.
I'm not. I don't I don't really know what that means, but I just kind of got that. I've never really gotten that vibe before.
That's tough, bud. That's tough.
That's brutal. That's
Yeah,
brutal.
I'm not as good with women as Ebenezer, obviously, or anyone really, to be
I'll
honest.
give Ebenezer a low high five. Like I'll hold my hand out.
I will reciprocate that.
Yeah.
It
Anyway.
comes with age. It comes with age.
I
Yeah.
scoffs audibly.
Well, you guys want to go vandalize stuff?
Oh, fucking yeah.
Well, I think, are we going to go to the church and watch this sermon and ritual?
I think she just said it was due in an hour. So we might have some time.
Do we
To
want to go
scout?
Do we want to go kill Luther?
Specifically not kill.
Yeah, but that usually only takes us like 12 to 18 seconds. So
Something like that. Max of 30-ish.
give or take. I'm
I
not
mean-
keeping track. Maeve is actually.
What's around us, Foster? Like, what's if you don't mind?
Yeah, you are in just a very quaint little town. It's walled in, as you saw when you got here, sort of, but it's like a gated community. Just little houses. You see, there's probably like one guy who's a blacksmith and one guy who makes clothes and like one cobbler. Like everybody has just one job, and it's a very simple, self-sustaining town.
Are there kids?
Yeah, there's you probably see one or two, and actually, that's a great question. So could you give me a perception check?
Oh, Pog. Oh.
Let's see what it is. What it is.
It's a nat one.
Hell
three,
yeah.
a 3, if you will. Don't worry, guys. Ryan and I got this. We got this covered.
We're so aware.
Yeah, no, there's a couple of kids playing, seemingly playing down by a building on the other side, and you have no idea what's going on with that. It's just over there.
Are they down by the river?
There's specifically not a river through this town.
So
We
they're
could
not,
start
They
digging
may be
one.
laying down their burdens down by the riverside.
you wouldn't say that they're down by the riverside.
Damn it.
Down by.
Why is that not ever loading?
I refreshed my page if you're talking about the dice.
Does
roll.
anybody look sus?
Yeah, that would
It's me, apparently.
I try not to get lost in it.
What do you mean by that?
Is anybody like looking at us strangely? Like,
Oh, saw us.
I
Okay,
was
Strangers standing in the
give me an
middle of their
insight check.
town.
Definitely thought you said sauce.
I
Is
have
there any
great
good sauce
insight.
here?
19.
I would not want the sauce from here. These are not
These
fucking loading.
Fucking rolls, yeah.
I got 19.
Yeah, with a 19, you notice that there's a mix of looks. There's some folks that seem to be looking only with curiosity. They have smiles and appear welcoming. You see that there are some people who are looking with judgment, and not liking you as outsiders. And then there's people still yet that seem to be noticing. You see people whispering to one another as if word is being passed around and people are looking at you. So you know that for whatever reason, some people at least are taking particular notice that the group is here.
I don't know how long we want to stay here. We are drawing quite the attention to ourselves, it would appear.
I'm gonna put my hood back on
Yeah, I was gonna say.
and I'm gonna disguise myself to look like somebody else. I guess I'll look like Steve, even though I'm not wearing this cloak of Steve.
There you go.
That's within
Roughly,
your
you
power.
know, Steve that blends in with this adventuring group and is wearing my cloak, I guess.
Yeah,
Steven.
Steve adjacent.
Steven.
Yeah, Steven with a PH.
It's like Steve, but like the hair is flipped. You know, like the curls over here, but now the curls over here.
The
and,
comb
like,
over is on the
just
opposite
mirrored.
side. I think I have that spell. Yes, I do.
Vesper and
Steven.
Kaelinor, if you two could also give me a perception check.
14.
Dirty 20. For
With a
some
dirty
reason, I'm
20,
aware now.
It's the hood.
Steven.
You, Vesper, you look out and see. Geez, I wish these would roll, or these would appear. This is whack as heck.
That's why I'm rolling
Gross.
physically. I have felt it's been very weird recently.
Making game
I guess
log
that's
here.
just this
Whatever.
person.
Yeah, with the dirty 20, you look down and see the schoolhouse on the other end. You see that there are two kids playing outside it, but you see like a big dude in a black cloak who seems to be, his body language seems less like a guardian and more like a warden. As he watches over these kids outside this building.
Do I feel like the kids are being threatened?
You don't think they're being threatened so much as they're being kept in that schoolhouse. Or like near it. Like this is their recess, but they're not allowed to leave.
Okay. And Kaelinor got jack shit.
Okay, what did you get, Caleb, with a 14? You probably got a similar idea from the guy, probably not quite as detailed, but just like something seems off about what's going on over there.
Okay.
Hey, Kaelinor, does that guy seem like he hates kids as much as we do? I just got like a weird vibe. I don't know.
He strikes me as peculiar as well.
Should we go play a practical joke on him? Or should we go
Ew.
find Luther and ignore his existence?
What do you mean by a practical joke?
I don't know. I don't feel like we could steal those pants. They seem latched together. Maybe it's a one-piece suit underneath what he's wearing. You know, if I had to...
Sick.
and I'm not a fashion icon yet.
Okay.
But we
Um,
are kind of, speaking aloud now, we are kind of on a rhythm of like taking pants and overthrowing local systems in place and completely restarting people's lives. Why not start with the children? You know,
What?
build it from the ground up. You get what I'm saying, old guy, right?
Hmm?
Deal. Tell me where to go and I'll run.
Did I? Hmm?
Or we
Tell me-
could continue
tell me where to
vandalizing
run and I'll
things.
say how far.
Oh, are you suggesting we kill that man and take his pants? Is
No, that's fucking crazy.
Yes.
He's
Adults
given us
make
no
way for the new.
reason to.
I like this.
Guys, he's given us no reason to perform Plan A yet.
Okay. Why is that
We
plan
should-
A then?
Well, I mean, it's our go-to strategy. It's kind of our default, if you will.
Oh,
Or we
gosh.
could go interrogate Luther and let him know we're here and probably fuck something else up. I'm just saying, you know, we can't. It's kind of creepy here, but we did come with a purpose: liberation
true.
and stealing a man from the. What fucking year is it?
11:28.
78.
Darn it.
So what? Two things were said and I didn't hear either.
10:78.
1078.
Okay.
10:78.
Which is in what direction of where we fucking came from? Vesper doesn't. Vesper's
It's
having
the year
a
1100
morning.
where you come from.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
it is.
This is 22 years ago for our.
Huh. Okay.
Yes.
Vesper, how old are you?
I mean, how long have we known each other?
Oh fuck. I don't know the answer to that question.
Well,
Like
it's
a
like-
year?
I mean, at least that, right? I
Uh.
mean, we went to the New Year's party twice. I did start like right before the first one, but yeah, I didn't really know anybody. I did see you though. You fucking tripped and spilled the punch.
Ouch.
Great.
Um,
Thanks. That's
well,
That's embarrassing.
it,
That
yeah.
is wildly hilarious. Ha, ha, ha.
So like at least I'm like at least like 5 years old probably. Time is weird. Well, because I hung out with that guy for a little bit and I made this. I'm not gonna pull out a sword when there are children, but I made this, and then I made my resume, and then I applied for the school, which is like at least this many.
Yep.
Long enough for her to recognize me, apparently. So 22 plus that many.
Any other fuck? Anybody else brains a little fucked at this conversation?
I don't know my birthday. I don't know if you guys are from an advanced society where they keep track of days and births, but I actually don't know that.
His
But
math
feel free
checks
to
out.
celebrate me on any day.
Be sure to do that.
Do I know any of the history from this time around? I'm only a year.
What specifically do you want to know if you remember?
Do I know anything about this year specifically, and the stories that may have been coming from or rumors?
Roll me a history check.
Yeah, the fucking sports betting catalog, please.
Powerball.
Aren't you
It's a 12.
specifically like super young and would have been like 1 year old right now?
Well, stories
It's
don't
crazy how
stay
like I
1
know
year.
the history of the Civil War, but I wasn't born
That's
then.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
We do also have computers.
Not here.
Well, I learned
Actually,
my
the
history
public
from
library.
a book in school, but
What are those?
me too. I rolled a 12.
I think with a 12, you might remember there was tell of like a forest fire in the area around that time that like caused some problems, but nothing specifically that happened within the city.
Okay.
We must start a fire.
I was about to say I will cast fireball if I have to.
You guys gave that to me. Do you tell anyone
Well-
that?
Oh, I just whenever he tells me things, I just assume that I'm relaying it, unless spoken otherwise.
Okay. Well, that's
I'm-
really interesting, guy.
I try to please.
I'm team we go figure out what Luthen's up to personally.
What's a Luthen?
Luther.
He meant Luther. He's not the oldest, but still, like, aged,
The oldest looking.
deteriorating at a rapid rate.
Sometimes it's like, all right, Grandpa, you totally were in the
Yeah.
war. Let's keep...
We can go visit that guy, but I'm worried if we like stir him up. Like he's just kind of free roaming in this one, right? We found him like compromised in several recently. Little worried about that, just like general vibe check for like how we're doing mentally, physically.
Well,
Fight a OP
maybe-
Luther in a sketchy town.
Maeve and I could wild shape, and we could get in the house.
Ebenezer,
maybe
you
do
can
some
wild
stupid-
shape?
I've seen him turn into a frog.
Maybe.
Have you ever done that before?
I've seen him turn into a frog.
I've also
turned
seen
into
him
a
turn
frog.
Did you intentionally turn into a frog?
No.
Have you ever intentionally turned into an animal?
It sounds like getting your
No.
rights read.
I don't think we should rely on that strategy.
Okay, well
Yeah.
maybe Maeve can.
Maeve absolutely can, and has proven it dozens
Yes,
of times.
Maeve is a threat to our foes. With shaping why. Actually, the last time you turned into a frog, I immediately died.
Hear me out. Okay, hear me out.
I'm listening.
Maeve turns into a hawk.
Mm-hmm.
I take a lizard atop the hawk
Mhm.
She airdrops me on the roof, and I clamber inside to see what's going on.
I think this is a fantastic idea.
Ebenezer's stealth mission was not on my bingo card for fucking 1178, but I'm here for it. If
This
we
man
all
is
can do
tricky.
something as like a backup plan to you falling off a building, maybe. But yes, if that's how you want to
I'm
approach it.
willing
We
to
know
knock on
he's
the
in
door.
that place, right? Yeah, but
Wait,
you go
hold
do
on,
that.
Hold on. Ebenezer, are you yourself planning to get atop this building?
No.
Okay.
No.
Who? Just your
It would
familiar.
just lizard.
Okay.
Oh,
Good.
well,
Yes.
yeah, we all
Yes,
trust
good
that
plan.
guy way more.
Does that thing take? Does falling hurt that thing?
Yes.
She'll swoop in. Just a swoop.
So then why jump and not just get dropped off
It would be cooler if lizard jumped.
and then
Really?
get?
I'm gonna put a hand on Azrael and I'm gonna go, hold on. He's
Not
cooking. Sorry, not as Ren. I apologize.
Get your hand off me, filthy animal!
I'll go, hold on. He's cooking right now.
Yeah, here's the roof. Okay, roof. Right here. Roof.
I'll hold my hands out to be a roof so that your hands can do other actions.
Okay. Maeve is gonna swoop in. Right there. She's gonna swoop. She's gonna swoop. And then I'm gonna go. No, it's not gonna be like a. No, it's not gonna be. It's just gonna be. Whoop.
I'm seriously willing to just knock on the door.
I think we should do
I
all
think
of
that
this
just
at the
might be
same
better. Just
time.
do it.
I think we
Let's
should have
try it.
initiative order for going in this building. Truly, if we all try to do it in the same 6 seconds.
I think both plans can absolutely happen.
Let's do.
Ooh, I scout
do
the
Riley's first.
surrounding. Oh, we do both first.
Oh yes.
We do both. We do both.
What
But
I
mine
need to
first?
suggest is that if Lizzie gets dropped off on top, Ebenezer can wait out here on a bench, and the rest of you can go inside, and you have a secret weasel spy in the meantime.
Can you like knit while we're gone? Like an old
Yeah, I
lady
can
on a
knit,
bench?
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
could
I can
like
do that.
dress you up
The
like a nun.
Secret weasel spy that's not communicating anything from way over there on a bench. He
Perfect.
can't be with us if anything happens.
Even better.
Just stabbing himself as
I
he's
mean-
Actually useless. I
He
know
had-
why the DM is supporting this.
He has
Spell
moved.
Rely on line of sight, and for him, his line of sight is wherever that familiar is, so he can
That's
just
true.
sit 100 feet away and just be dropping
And dimension
spells.
door through a fucking building at
I
any
am
time.
here.
Let's you know what? Let's do this. Let's get it.
I agree. I see no downsides.
I'm gonna help
Oh, yeah,
Ebenezer on
sure.
this stealth mission.
Is Maeve on board with this plan?
I want to be, but I do only have 2 slots. But if that's what everyone wants to do, I'll do it.
I think we
just,
climb the
like,
building.
Climb.
I'd be
I
up that
suppose Weasel
chimney.
could just try to climb.
Yeah.
It doesn't need the bird.
Would be cooler with the hawk, but
Does anybody have a telescope?
Oh, wait.
I have a
I know,
camera.
I can. How tall are the buildings? Roughly,
This particular one you're looking for is like a 2-story house, like not huge. Well, however, like
Uh,
15 feet to the roof, or like 20 no, bigger than that, 22-ish feet to where the roof starts.
I'll walk up with Ren, and then I'll just, as we're walking up, give Weasel the Weasel of Mage Hand airlift straight up to the roof.
Counterspell.
Excellent.
Okay.
I don't fucking have that.
We could
Level
do that.
5 counter spell.
Oh my god, his
Counterspell
weasel
and
can
cantrips are
fly.
Wild.
We could do that, or I could
Disrespect.
run on the wall and airmail Weasel onto this
like
roof.
like Santa Claus.
Exactly like Santa Claus, but way harder.
That's
Um,
specifically not canon. There's a different holiday for that.
Kalinor's idea was probably, the
I think it's already happening.
Yeah, let's go.
That was spoken actionably.
Just, just like grab the weasel right off Ebenezer's shoulder and just take it away from him. Like, okay, this is what we're doing now.
It's not as cool as an airdrop, but it's fun.
So, yeah, Weasel gets a hand elevator onto the roof. Is everybody else going to the door, or just some people?
Fuck it. Let's all do
I
it.
am.
Yeah, we're going to that door. Trick or treat.
Then Ebenezer, are you going to be
Leave him
guided
standing
along
there.
body-wise, or just sit on a nearby bench?
No, I'd like to sit on a nearby bench, chilling,
Okay.
knitting specifically.
You
Stabbing
find
himself in
a
the process.
bench. You guys have to walk a little bit to get to this house, to start from the bench, like past the church and down to the other end. Probably the opposite end from the school, but the place is not very big. But you get down there, there is another bench by the house that you're able to sit up on. That's probably 10 feet away from the house. No, longer than that, 20 feet away from the house. I imagine spaces in D&D space, so then I'm like, well, no, that's actually that's like right there.
I could read
So-
that.
Can I have Droney on like some sort of like defense mode that will just like give me a tap or something if something's
Yeah.
specifically if like someone's like gonna reach out for me that Droney would be unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
Is
you
that
know
a
what?
thing?
You,
Is that a thing I can do?
You
Turn it
push
sideways.
a couple buttons on your pad trying to figure out how this whole thing works. You're like, this newfangled technology. But
But he can't
eventually you
see.
find a setting that as your team starts going in, Droney like scans them and it's like "Do-do-do-do-do-do-do, allied sources, and like we're good, and then it just like
Sick.
sits above you and is ready to
Awesome.
it
Cool.
will
Airstrike.
shoot you if somebody pops
It will
up.
it will shoot me. Okay.
It will shoot you. It doesn't do very much damage, so it will just
Okay, because tapping too old school for new technology. It's gotta shoot.
Well, what
shoot
it's gonna
people.
do is it's gonna fly straight up out of sight of everybody else. Because if they saw a drone here, they'd be
Yeah.
like, "What the fuck?"
It's an
and
attack
then-
drone, not Siri, dog.
Yeah.
It's like
Uh,
honking your
I
horn in an
accept-
F-16.
I accept these terms.
Fantastic. The rest of you then, we'll start with you. You walk up to this house. It is a very simple looking house, like one you might find over here on the southwest side, in Fort Wayne. But except it's notably got a bright red door. But no discernible things about it make it look any different than the rest of the houses around. Outside of particularly that door. What do you do?
Housekeeping! I've always wanted to say that.
A few seconds pass until the door opens, and behind you just see a man you don't recognize look out to you all and goes, "Can I help you?"
I'm just kidding. We're not housekeeping.
Oh, hi.
Okay. And then
That's
I
a good one. He starts to shut the door.
go to the back of the group.
Ren's gonna throw his foot in the door.
I'm sorry. Was there something else?
Yeah, we're here for a man named Luther.
You see him immediately look around. Is anybody following you?
Just us.
You're not working for her, are you?
Buddy, I have no idea who her is.
The matron.
I'm looking for Luther.
The capital H her.
Luther.
Well, you just missed him. But come on in, he might be back shortly.
Thank you. I'll be the first one in, I guess. If there's
Yeah.
like a living area or like a meeting area or something, or like a landing that we can all kind of hang out in. I don't know. What's the interior look like?
There is a living room. It's just got some basic sofas in there. Like it doesn't appear to be like a very homey space, just a very functional space. But he says you all can find a seat here or the conclave's in the basement. So whatever you want to do.
Let's go check out the conclave. That sounds interesting.
If I'm looking around, do I see Weasel?
Stealth check Weasel.
That's a great question.
Boom, 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 boom.
Weasel has been brought up to the roof. So where does Weasel go from the roof? Where do you guide him? You see there's a window just beneath the roof on one side that you could try to slip in that is open. It would require an acrobatic check to get around, or you could climb up a chimney and go down that way, although that would go down to the first floor and also require probably an acrobatics check.
First of all, it's a lizard, you son of a bitches. Okay.
What do they
not
call him?
Weasel.
Weasel. Oh, whatever.
A
it
weasel.
It is you
Proper
named a
noun
weasel
lizard.
Who's really
It's
the
its
problem
name?
here?
It's its name. Okay. I respect the name. Okay. I'm gonna try the window.
This feels
Okay.
like Henry Stickmin level. Like
It's like
you know
Iceland
that
and
quiz in
Greenland.
How do you get out? Birthday cake. Inside the birthday cake is a grenade that explodes in your face. That's what this feels like right now. I can't wait.
Okay. Give me an acrobatics check. Gonna go at a DC 12.
12.
What's the weasel's dex?
I don't know. I'm looking.
Plus 12. It's decent, if I remember correctly.
It was a lizard.
Plus 2,
Its
probably.
dex is +3.
Plus 3.
Alright.
I'm gonna roll this flat.
Supposed to use a 20-sided object.
I'd use my dice tower, but Squirtle is currently
D2.
1 or 2, buddy. Call it.
Oh, it's a 9. Frick.
On the dice. Or 9 plus 3.
It was 6 plus 9. Or 6
How
plus
much?
3.
Nice.
How much HP does lizard have?
Oh, no.
Weasels have
70 HP.
Looking for.
not a lot.
How much?
Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4?
It's. I don't know how to really interpret this. I'm not really
number.
skilled at. It's 1 and then 1d4 minus 1.
Okay, so it's 1. It has 1 HP.
It has 13 AC though.
Well, what happens is it takes falling damage as it jumps off, trying to get into this window.
Does the
goes
ground
out,
hit it,
sticks
bro?
landing, hits the ground, and is immediately
Like
gone.
when your R6 drone gets shot.
All right, I bonus action summon Weasel back. Frickin-
So we don't
Uh,
see the
Weasel
weasel.
appears on your shoulder. Are you going to try to find a way to get Weasel back on top of the roof, or at this point join your friends?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna see about finding that same window.
Cool. You make your way right up to the house, and it's just a second story window.
I
left
want to
open.
be sneaky. Like, I don't want people inside the house specifically to be seeing me approach. If
Okay, sure. Roll a stealth check for me.
oh god,
You have great dex, so I don't see how this could go badly.
So true.
it's a
Oh!
14.
Hey, that's actually pretty good. Let me
This is
see what happens here. Okay. Yeah, you see that open window.
okay. How? I'm confused. Just to clarify, do you think it's just lizard right now? Out and about, or did I go?
You walking up?
Okay, you said I had great dex, and I don't.
I
So
was
I
being
couldn't tell if you were.
sarcastic.
Okay. I.
You can always try to toss Lizard up there if you'd like. Improvised weapon throw.
Or walk in.
Or fireball the house.
Or
I want a
Misty
dimension
Step.
door up there.
Into the window?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Riley said I got spell slots to burn.
Does hold on, let me read. Please, just verbal. Yeah, word. Okay. Yeah, you do so. When you arrive within this room, you see it's a very different space from you haven't seen what the other people have seen, but it is a very different space from what they have seen. There's white flowy curtains and like a nice bed with like the little awning thing, but those have like white lace on it, and there's like white candles that are still seemingly lit, and a closet on one corner that is filled with white clothing, and then you see a picture frame on a white dresser, but everything in here is white and very fancy looking.
What's the floor made out of?
Floor.
Is it
It would be
Let me-
carpeted in here.
okay? If you'll allow me, then I'd like to maybe snoop around in some drawers and stuff.
Sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
10? Very middle of the road.
With a 10, you try to snoop around in the drawers for a little bit, looking for things. You don't find anything particular of interest in there, but you do stop at that photo on the dresser, as you recognize a familiar face in the. It's not a photo, not a photograph, but it is a painting within a frame. I should specify because photos don't exist yet. But just a little like handmade painting, and you recognize one of the faces in it. It's a family of 3, a adult woman, an adult man, and a child. But that child's face is very similar to Vesper's.
What? I pocket that shit.
Word.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. If I have nothing else, if I don't want to just keep making the same investigation checks, so.
Well, I'll tell you what happens next is that you hear footsteps coming towards the door of this room.
Oh shit! Go under the bed
Let's call this a stealth check again.
with advantage.
Why?
Because I'm tiny.
Because you're flanking the
No.
bed. Because the bed is frightened.
Actually, Foster, what kind of is there any sort of like roof off of the window?
Nope, it's just flat on the window there.
Frick, man. All right.
You could hop back out the window. I mean, you're not going to take that much falling damage even if you have a bad acrobatics check, but
Misty Step. Misty Step is a place you can.
I want to hide. I want to hide though. I want to stay in the room.
Go invisible.
Drink your
all right,
potion.
if you're hiding, you gotta give me a stealth check.
Go into the bed and drink your potion.
That couldn't go wrong.
He's gonna explode.
That's 20. Yes.
-1.
Fantastic.
If he
Wow. Yeah, but
stands
it's a net 20.
perfectly still in the middle of the room, they won't notice.
That's right.
He has no
Oh,
heartbeat
God.
anyway.
Thank God.
What? You hop onto the bed, get right in the center of it so that your whole body is hidden. You squeeze real tight in there. And very shortly after, the door to the room opens. And you see just a pair of feet walk in and some very sensible white pumps. They appear to be women's shoes with like little heels. And there's not a lot of like sound of her moving around the room, but you can see her pace back and forth, and she's not saying anything. But then she goes
Is she
up
like
to the
pacing?
yeah. She. You know what? Go ahead and give me an insight check on what you're collecting here.
22.
Yeah, do you think that she's like nervously pacing because she's anxious, like there's something going on? And she's pacing quickly around the room, but then she stops right in front of the dresser. And she is quiet for a moment. And then you hear, "Told those bastards to stay out of my room. Taking my stuff, not cool." And then she walks out of the room and closes the door.
Was the photo I took on the dresser specifically?
Yes, she seems to have noticed that was gone.
Okay. Interesting.
Bad Riley.
Could I have seen down a hallway when she opened the door? Or was there like
Yeah,
immediately like stairs or?
probably a small angle at the hallway that you could have seen, and you would be. So when you approach the house, it was the left window on the second floor, leftmost window. So you went in there, and then you onto the bed, and so when the door is open, you're basically at the end of the hall there, and so you can see the stairs leading down. I think when she leaves, there's a little crack in the door. She doesn't quite shut it, so you can see that she does go downstairs.
Okay. I think I will not push my luck. I will Misty Step this time, back to the ground, out the window. And I would
Okay.
like to, if I can, at this moment, I'd like to. Sorry, I'm trying to find. There it is. Approach the door, and knock like my party did.
Okay, we'll come back to you in a second.
Okay.
So notably, for Ren, the answer is no. You don't see the lizard in here. So what do you all want to do here?
Would I
Go
hear
downstairs.
the little Chris Splat as I'm like looking around and sure.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Can we all make
Bro,
a perception
you see
check?
lizard
Yeah,
just
you know,
fall off the-
everybody can make a perception check.
Yeah, my perception ain't great.
You all see lizard
think-
just fall to the floor.
Anybody who gets above like a 12 is gonna, yeah, and a nat 20 from Venom. There's just like a shadow that you guys are facing the other way, but you see the shadow cast on the wall of this little top falling, and then you hear just like hits the ground and dies.
Jesus Christ.
Ren will say, "Yep."
I think it died.
Oh God.
Ah,
It's finally his time. We left him alone on a bench. He was probably so scared. I wasn't there for 1 second.
Vesper, I think that was his lizard.
He's got a weasel. Oh.
It's really confusing.
Yeah, okay, sorry for a second there. Okay, that's fine.
Oh fuck. I wasted my nat 20 on bullshit.
It's never a waste, my guy.
It was worth.
Did we want to keep somebody up here as we went downstairs to look around just in case?
I would like to, if that's okay. I'm
Stay up here?
yeah.
Okay. I can stay with you if
If that's
That
your
helps.
prerogative, that's okay with me.
do the rest of you feel comfortable exploring?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we can give you guys some alone time if that's what you're asking for. Just, Okay.
That's
I'm
very
gonna go
kind, Vesper,
downstairs.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at this point you see that the guy who let you in has already walked down the stairs, so he kind of shows you where the basement stairs are. So then is it Kinfath, Vesper, Maven, Kaelinor all going downstairs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The four of you move towards the stairs, and when you look down, you immediately can see that they are kind of deeper than you would expect the basement of a house like this to be. They go down about 20 feet, so you know that the basement is like vaulted a little bit. But you make your way down there, and there are no major sources of light down here. They don't seem to have any like little cut out basement windows or big lamps or anything. But as you kind of get past the spot on the basement stairs where the wall stops being there, you know what I mean? You can look out over what is happening here, and there are concentric circles of candles with a bunch of men down here, mostly men anyway, with all wearing black robes with hoods up.
How bunch? Like how many are we looking at?
Like 20 to 30, somewhere in that range.
It's a lot of cultists.
You see probably one or two of them look up and notice you're walking down the stairs, but don't take any defensive positions or anything. They seem to know you're coming and not worried about it.
As we come into contact with this small army in this basement, I'm gonna ping a message up to Ren that's like roughly 24 men down here. Careful. Leave it at that. So he's aware of that.
Rad. Do you continue down the stairs, everybody?
Yup.
I'd communicate that to Finnan real quick.
No worry.
That's all.
As you continue down the stairs, Finnan and Ren, you hear a knock on the door.
Come on in, Ebenezer.
Oh, hello. It's me.
Yeah, we know.
Ebenezer.
How'd it go?
It went very well, actually. I don't know if here's the place to discuss it though. Where is everybody?
They're going downstairs to scout out some happenings. Apparently there's like 24 cultists or something.
I should mention that I specifically didn't see Luther upstairs.
Did you see anyone?
I saw a girl. She was up there very briefly.
Did Kaelinor mention the black robes? Was that omitted from the message?
I wouldn't have considered it pertinent, I don't think.
I assume the
Okay,
guy we
that's
met
all.
was also likely wearing them if he's part of the gang.
I think the guy that opened the door was in white, right?
Was he?
I don't know if I specified, but I'm going to say that yes, he was. He was in white.
If it was different, then I would have probably notated that. If it was distinctly different from the face man, then I would have said so.
Face man.
If that was communicated to me, then I would ask Ebenezer what color they were wearing.
It was, I believe, white. White shoes, actually. And the room I was in was noticeably had a white interior. It was very fancy, cozy, if you will.
Okay.
Have there been talks about this color differential from my history knowledge of this from the future that we are now in the past?
Not that you're aware of with your
Okay.
previous history check.
Black and white are opposites.
We're gonna cut from that conversation back to the folks going down the stairs. Unless you had anything else specific. I'm gonna take that as a no, and we're gonna continue on. You guys continue to your descent down the stairs. What are you doing down here? How do you approach this situation?
Are they doing anything?
They seem to be just sort of sitting around and discussing things with each other. They're like a little Dead Poet Society style philosophy circle.
Oh, I went in.
Okay.
I would gravitate towards whichever group had a guy like doing this kind of thing. You know, like
Okay.
talking to a group of people like that, you know?
Sure.
That's the people I
Yeah,
would
you
walk
find a
towards.
guy doing basically that, a little group of like 6 or 7 in a corner with one guy with his foot up on a crate, just like talking to everybody.
And you go, what are we talking about over here?
You see the guy turn around to you and just be like, well, we're talking about actually the difference in philosophy between the man we're getting ready to follow and Matron Motherly.
Well, what perspectives have you heard for both, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, look, what I think is that Luther, we're supposed to get a prodigy in here, a prophet to come and tell us, help lead us. But like sometime in this decade, he's here. He knows all this stuff about the future. It's pretty clear that it's him. But Matron Motherly is trying to act like he's just a nobody, like a farce, and I'm not buying it.
What has Luther displayed to you to make you think that he is this prophet?
He seems to have a lot of knowledge about what things are going to happen, and he knows things about the future.
Well, like what? What has he told you?
Well, all sorts of things. The end times. He's told us the apocalypse and how it will happen.
How far away did he say the apocalypse was?
He said we have some time, but he said we should be ready. He wasn't exactly specific.
What made you want to follow Luther?
Well, the matron has been kind of wishy-washy for a little while. Not hard committal, and look, she's great. Don't get me wrong. Without her guidance, many of us would not understand the very concept of samsara and not be able to properly judge. But I think if our prophet is here, it's time to follow him.
Where is the line drawn for you between following a prophet and being a part of a rebellion.
At the pants.
Well, well,
That's a good question.
it just comes down to your conviction, I suppose. If I believe wholeheartedly that what I'm doing is the right thing, am I not, in my mind, the base neutral way, and everyone else is just standing in the way?
I think that when you pursue ideals in that line of thought, you fall victim to forgetting that you're a part of the world that we all live in. For, yes, our convictions do determine what we should strive for, what we feel is correct. But is it not the impact that our actions have unto others in this world that we share that makes things right or wrong?
Roll me a persuasion check,
From
Kinfa.
the back of the room.
I'm
Steven.
so bad at charisma. Oh, please! It's a net 20.
Go.
With an at 20, this guy and the 6 guys around him, you see, really stop and absorb that for a second. And they go, he goes, "What's your name, friend?"
My name is Kinfath, and
Ah.
I do think that I agree. I'm assuming that you once had a number, but what is your name?
I've been 56 for this entire year. I don't think I've had a name that's not a number.
Well, you or any of you, and I'll gesture to the 6 or 7 guys in the circle. What is a name that you all would like to have for yourselves?
Bob.
Bob. It's a pleasure to meet you, Bob.
All of them. Bob. Bob.
Uh,
Yes, Bob. 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 Bob.
We are
okay,
Bob.
so yeah, I'll be Bob 1, and you be Bob 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. There we go. And just to keep it short, we'll just go by the numbers. So I'll be 1, you be 2, you be 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Because we're all Bob.
We're all Bob.
Bob. Well, Bob,
Which Bob?
Bob 1, I would love to continue to discuss the many philosophical quandaries of our world that we live in. But I think that much as your perception of the force that you'll soon be fighting for has slightly shifted, I encourage you to have this conversation with others down here, as I will too.
We'll see what I can do. Though I suppose we all should get ready soon. Yeah. Hey, good talking to you, man. Appreciate that.
Same to you, Bob 1. And the rest of you, Bob 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7.
You can just call me 5, man. That's cool.
5. It was a pleasure talking to you.
The rest of you 3, what are you doing down here?
We brought that guy here, Bobs. You guys are doing great. This was a very productive meeting. What are we actually doing, though? Where are we going now?
I was trying to create a counter rebellion of ideals within the group so that an uprising within an uprising could dismantle this before it even began.
You see one of the not Bobs talks and is like, "We're supposed to be ready for our intervention in a little over an hour."
What are you intervening upon?
A sacrifice that we don't think is just. We think she's lying to save face.
Lying about what?
The true judgment of the boy.
What boy is this?
What is he now? 7? Yeah, 7.
But not Bob 7.
Not, yeah.
Well, we'd love to go help you fellow Bobs out. Actually, we have a sacrifice to go to in about an hour. Or we would help, with your whole sacrificial thing. Guys, I just made a connection. I don't think these guys like what the matron is doing, and they're going to sacrifice something else while she's doing that, and she'll be like, I invited everybody here. Why are they somewhere at a different sacrifice? And they're going to hurt her feelings a lot, but that's why she invited us. It was a pity invite.
I think
I
they're
hate
gonna.
those, bro.
I think they're gonna intervene on her sacrifice, Vesper.
Guys, I just made another connection.
Vesper, you very suddenly hear. You know what? You don't yet. We'll get to that.
The voices, they're
continue.
gone.
Actually, you know what? In this moment, I'm going to cut back upstairs. The three of you in the front room hear footsteps coming down the hallway, little clumps of noticeably heels. Or
I'm gonna immediately nudge Ren. Like, yeah, elbow drop to the.
And
I do have
coming
19
around the
strength.
corner is a woman in a very. She's not wearing robes like the rest of the people are. She's got like a nice dress, it'll be like your Sunday best type of dress where it's like basic on the underside, but then it's like got like crisscross decorations with beads like all around it, and then like she's got a kind of white scarf and a big hat.
Fancy.
Yes.
Do I recognize this woman from a particular painting?
Yes, you do. You recognize her shoes as being the same woman, and then you recognize her face as being the
I
one.
accidentally nudge Ren again, like uncontrollably, like upon recognizing this person.
I hear it too, Ebenezer. Got it.
Yeah, so she steps into the room and you recognize her. She goes, "New converts, I suppose?"
Now we're just picking up a friend.
Ah. Hey, have you guys any of you seen a painting lying around here? Just a little frame. I've misplaced it, and it's pretty important to me. I wouldn't be asking strangers. Have you seen it sitting around the house?
I'm gonna point like behind the woman, kind of like a misdirection, and just say, "Have you checked?" Does she begin to look?
Sure. Yeah, she turns around for a second.
I'm gonna throw an elbow into Ebenezer.
Brutal.
I'm gonna fall, like I'm gonna like be like, and then I'm gonna like pretend to be tying my shoe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then it's
Dude, he's got
I'm saying,
slip-ons
it's
or
like,
Velcro for
did
sure.
you? Who am I kidding? I don't know
Slippers.
anything about this house. I haven't seen anything. Have you guys?
No.
Nope.
We
Um,
haven't.
We did just
Not
walk
at
in
all.
like 5 seconds ago.
You fell in.
He fell.
I
Oh,
tripped coming in the door.
It's a saying where we come from. He walked through the door. We haven't seen your painting. I'm so sorry.
Where do
And
you
I'll reach
come
out for a
from?
handshake. Huh?
Where do you come from? As she is moving towards you to shake your hand.
I'm
Where is that a saying?
I'm not from anywhere around here. I'm actually here.
Convenient.
Well, I'm gonna just toss Thonia.
Never heard of it. I guess you're right. Nowhere near here.
It's far
good to
across
meet
the
you.
ocean. I'll shake her hand.
Hayat. Good to meet you.
This doesn't mean anything to me yet, and I have to act like it doesn't. Nice to meet you. This is my friend Ebenezer. Shoulder
Hello.
bump. And this
I'm
is
still-
my friend Finn.
I'm still tying my shoe.
Finnan.
You're still getting shoulder bumped.
Ma'am.
Now that is an accent I recognize. You're just from Andover, aren't you?
Yes, I'm very uncomfortable.
In the
Nothing to do
presence
with
of
you,
women.
just the state of this place. Sorry to make you uncomfortable with my uncomfortableness.
I know how most Andorans feel about us, so
I
I'm
am
not
quite young. I have not been traveled. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna put an arm around Finn. I sorry, I'm new here, right? I can't help but notice you're dressed a little differently than, well, really just about every other person here. Is
Yeah.
there a significance to that?
Well, I don't know if you've met many people around here. But most of them don't have names either. Yeah, no,
That's
me and my
true, now that
husband
you say
are.
that out loud.
My husband and I are very we have worked with the matron for about a decade, very tentatively. We're not in agreement on where we stand on that situation right now, but it'll work out. Sorry to air my dirty laundry like that. I didn't just kind of.
No, you're fine. We sort of asked, you know. I wish I knew where to help you find your painting. I don't want to hold you up. Our friends are downstairs. We're just kind of waiting on them.
Okay.
I think the guy we're
yeah.
waiting on is supposed to come back. We're just waiting on him.
Friends of Luther, then.
You could say that. Yeah.
All right. I'll let you wait. I do have to go find my husband. Good to meet you all.
Good to meet you too.
And she walks out.
Ebenezer will stand up from tying his shoe for the past minute.
Did you put the bunny through the loophole?
Is there people around? Is there? Ebenezer will or I guess Lizard will rotate it. Its
That's
head.
how I look. That's how I look around.
Yeah, Lizard looks around. There's nobody else around for the time being.
I will take out the painting.
Oh
very...
wow! Who would have guessed?
Oh my god! Gods!
Look at it.
Yeah, at this point, I get it. I don't even need to see it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Is
the middle?
that? Is that? Wait.
I'm
Do we
waiting.
follow? Do we follow now?
Yeah, I think as soon as you see it, you
I
recognize
think we need to
that's
go
best
catch
for
up to them, guys.
Okay, ma'am, wait for me. Wait for us.
Finnan, if you can, I guess, maybe try and, well,
Go on.
I don't think she's leaving the city. I don't think it's worth catching up to her, holding her hostage here, and getting Vesper. I don't think that makes sense right now.
Well,
think
I
we
thought
need
she
to-
was going down. I'm sorry. Was I?
No, she
wrong?
left the house to find.
Oh,
That's what I thought too.
Yep.
oh, never mind.
She'll be here.
Yeah.
We
go
need to
down.
probably catch up to them, and maybe give him the picture. It just feels like something he should know.
Yes. I thought she
Is-
went downstairs. That's my fault.
Not used to this like social stuff. I might say like, is that? Do people agree with that? Does
Yes.
that make sense?
Well, is anybody else coming up the stairs right now, Foster? Like, are people starting to?
That depends. Is the group down there? Do you guys have more discussion to have, or?
I want to fucking destroy this uprising using philosophy and wisdom.
We'll start making our way downstairs.
I know it's
Okay.
a plot point, but I want to dismantle this piece by piece using words.
Can I be very apprehensive about going downstairs?
Sure. Yeah.
Because cult.
Noticeably uncomfortable.
I want to engage in philosophical debate. You can say no.
I think
you are the DM.
Theo, I think Bob 1 is the type of guy that does not read your body language at all and kind of just like puts his arm around you and really like brings you into the conversation and like is like, we're best friends now, even if it's a little uncomfortable for you, like that type of guy. He's a philosophy guy, so you know.
Yeah.
So he's very much keeping you within this group of Bobs.
God damn it.
Trying to keep the philosophy going.
I understand.
But the rest of you make your way downstairs. What are you doing down there?
Vidden's very jumpy. Do not like this.
What's Kaelinor doing right now?
I just wanted to kind of beat around and kind of get a gauge in what these people were talking about, but I didn't want to engage with anyone.
What about Maeve?
Similar. She would be like behind Vesper and Kaelinor, like.
I'm gonna approach. Well, whatever. I'm gonna approach Kaelinor personally. Kaelinor, hi. It's Ebenezer. Don't turn around.
Please turn around.
You can turn around.
Yeah,
You
we
can turn around.
absolutely turn around.
You
Probably
can-
would have started turning around when you like got my attention, and then like totally not cared when you told me to not.
That's
Yes,
really
Ebenezer.
fair. We have something of a concern. I'm gonna like bring out the painting. Sorry, and keep it in my cloak, but like kind of like, bring both of them out far enough for Kaelinor to be able to see.
Hey, kid,
Just me?
drugs.
Just you.
Where did you find this?
Second floor.
Just like
Yeah.
doing some mental math.
We just talked to her.
Roughly how old does the child in this picture appear to be?
7.
Insight check.
Insight.
It
Insight.
could be investigation too, I
can I-
suppose.
Yes,
Can
I like
can
that. Much better at that. Yes.
Can I give him inspiration for having? He doesn't need it.
Doesn't
Never
need
mind.
it.
Can I
With
give
a
him
19,
disadvantage?
Using your forensic skills, you place him around 11 years old.
Damn
Hmm.
Actually, you know what? In this painting, he would probably be a couple years younger than that.
He's
Okay.
9.
Never forget.
And they said that the person being sacrificed that they were talking about was 7, right? They said
It was named
Or-
7, yes.
Oh, okay. Their number was gotcha. Never mind. Okay.
We think we just ran into his mom.
Why are you telling me this? Perhaps we should leave.
Did we hear? Did she tell us her name? Can we
Yeah.
drop
Yeah,
the name?
yeah, she did.
We
Yeah,
dropped the name. I feel like we should.
intentionally.
I feel like we should, but okay, that's fine.
I think this is not the place to talk about such things. We should perhaps look elsewhere for a place to converse. Luther isn't here. Maybe we shall move along.
Did you guys find out when he's due to return?
Here in about an hour.
Okay, I think we are due for, what'd you call it? A judgment? In like 40-ish minutes? 45 minutes?
I think those timelines may be correlated.
Oh.
Hey, why are you guys all grouped up over there without like me and Maeve?
Yeah, we should.
We should at least
Like-
head upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
we
kinda-
got a big problem over here that I was just talking out loud about, and Maeve was like specifically not answering. That we really got to break. We got Pity invited to something. It's a
Let's
problem.
head upstairs.
Also, we might have double booked ourselves at the same time.
Before we all go up, I'm gonna turn to Bob and I'm gonna hold him on both of his shoulders, not hard, just like both hands. And I go, Bob, one, my friend,
Yes, friend.
I'm trusting you to help change the minds of those around you, the way that I have guided you into questioning your own beliefs as well.
These people have great conviction, and Genfath, I must say, so do I. But I will be very mindful of how my actions affect others.
And
I can't wait to kill him. Oh,
urge others to question their convictions as well. For yours were once seen as unshakable, and yet now they have been reforged.
Well, I don't know
Through
about
the
unshakable. I
metallurgy.
mean, like, literally last week I changed my entire worldview, but yeah, I
Bob.
see what you mean.
Fairly moldable, and
You are an agent of Kinfad. Spread the holy word.
I will do my best.
One of
it'd be
us.
really sad when
One
we have
of
to
us.
kill him in a boss fight.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
all right. See you guys at the function later.
As you guys make your way up the stairs, you do hear the sounds of like sharpening of weapons
God.
begin.
Finnan cringes and starts
From
walking
the-
faster.
From behind us in the conclave.
Yes.
Finnan
Did-
recoils
wh-
and starts running.
Did we see any? Like, was there stuff down there? Like, was there visible weapons or anything? Was there?
There would have been like weapons on the walls, I suppose, but like no different than you would see in like in any normal collection house, like if a mercenary house or something like that. So
Okay.
It didn't look
Any other
particularly ominous until you start hearing them sharpen their weapons.
Look, all I'm saying is if we feel strongly about this, we could end it before it ever begins.
How big is that room?
You're supposed to ask
Uh,
after.
Probably like 40 feet wide in most directions. So
We
like
could
not
take him.
That's convenient.
We could take him.
It is particularly convenient.
We could.
Are we
did Maeve have something?
I-
No, okay.
Gonna lean over to Ren and I was like, should I just blow that spot up? Should I do it?
I really want to, but it feels.
I'm okay with it.
What?
You guys are. Well, this is a really tight
I feel like-
stairwell. We can
I
all
feel
hear
like-
you.
I feel like you just christened a new man into existence, and
Yeah.
you down to. That's
He
kind of cool,
christened-
man.
He christened himself into a new person, a week ago. So
Yeah, I mean, like, do we want to have like our conversation and come back?
Why are we stopped? What's going on?
You guys make your way to the top of the stairs.
I just wanted to ask a
Doesn't
quick
want that to happen.
half-second conversation of another individual.
Can we please? I have one foot on one stair and one on the other. It's really awkward. My hips.
You make your way up to the living room.
Was
So,
this
like,
the only exit?
There'd probably be a back door.
Oh.
So we could definitely kill those guys.
We should go all
What?
the way outside.
Yeah,
What
we
the
should
f-
definitely
If we
leave the
wedge
entire
doors,
building.
We could just start a fire.
What?
We leave the building.
Hold
we
on.
Leave the
A
building.
fire? I
You
know
all
about a
leave the
fire.
building.
Can we,
Yeah,
let's.
We leave the building.
You all step outside, just a bit away towards the bench that Ebenezer was on. I think. Go ahead.
Vesper, I came across this in my rummaging around of the second floor. And I will pass him the painting.
And this fucking piece of art inspired you guys to talk about burning down somebody's, like, a lot of people's house in, like,
said
the
kill 'em.
4 minutes I
I
was
said-
invited to another party?
I said kill him.
It's
I've never
more
been
complex.
invited to 2 parties at the same time before.
Callum, there will come a time in your life.
Who?
Vesper, there will come a time in your life where you are asked to go to parties, and there's this phenomenon called peer pressure. Peer pressure can be a good thing, but it mostly is a bad thing. And these guys are
yes.
wanting to do a bad thing to a lot of people, and you've been peer pressured into attending this bad party.
I'm gonna push up the painting into Vesper's noggin so he can actually look at it.
I'll look at the
Uh,
painting.
Vesper, you see a child that is identical to the one that you raised in purgatory,
Whoa.
standing next to 2 adults.
Guys,
That-
do you
that's
remember when
you,
I was
right?
talking to myself when I woke up in that wheelbarrow? Well, I talked to myself a lot, specifically the wheelbarrow in the crackhead lady's office. And I was like, damn, kid, that's crazy. This is that kid. I spent 1,000 years with this kid.
But it looks like you.
I'm going to look in my reflection in the glass of this painting that I just made to have glass. And I'm like, this looks nothing like me. Because it looks like Steven.
Oh.
Not even remotely.
Damn it. I'm fuck.
Fair enough.
Oh, God.
Not near as handsomely vanilla and plain. But it
mean,
what
what
it does look exactly like even like the same height, the same attitude. It even sounds the same as that kid. He almost never spoke.
Sounds.
Yeah, quiet. I did give him drugs.
Quiet.
What does this mean for where we're at right now?
Hold on, you gave him drugs?
Well, yeah, I had to perfect the recipe, and
Is this why you like drugs so much now? What is the paradox?
no, I used to grow drugs in a school and use their facilities for crime and sold it to students to pay for my research. But that I didn't know it was wrong.
Oh, fist
You
bump
gave a
him.
kid drugs for 1,000 years?
I've given multiple children drugs canonically. But actually, yeah, it was kind of a vibe. I learned a lot about myself, you know, even though they didn't speak. It was the only time that I've felt quiet in my head. But that's this kid. He was from here, or he's like immortalized here, or he's like their mascot or something.
Vesper, I think that's you.
We all recognize it as you, Vesper.
Well, first of all, I know I said I was like at least 5. I wasn't like, I think I'm older than 5, for the record. This
Yeah.
kid's like actually 5.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe like
People-
approximately 9.
People grow up and get older.
That I'm telling you guys, I spent 1,000 years with this kid,
Yeah, so you're both like 1,000 and at least 9.
and they look the same.
Yeah.
I can't say anything because I'm not fucking. Okay, never mind.
Vesper, do you recognize either of the other 2 people in this painting?
No, they were not there for 1,000 years.
Does anyone else recognize them?
Well,
We ran into her upstairs.
You did what? The rest of us weren't there for that.
We met
Do
the
divulge.
we met the lady there in the picture next to the Vesper there, and she told us her name. What was it again?
Hayat.
Yeah, that's it. Hayat.
Was that in our fucking forest fever dream?
Mm-hmm.
Kaelinor, I just made another connection, and this time
Yes.
I'm fucking dead serious.
Yes, I believe you.
Do
for
you
once,
remember the
yes.
voices?
I do. I
And they were
recall.
like, that wasn't a karate move. That was this lady.
So close. Oh, yeah, yeah.
And
was the
she's
other
a
name?
painter.
What was the other name?
Oh, well, there was Kaelinor and Vesper
No.
and Mortos and Maisha and Hiya, but with like a T, I just realized.
And then one other name. The
One
name
other
that I was
name
looking
that we just can't remember right now, and that sucks.
Kifo. His name was Kifo.
Kifo.
That couldn't be it.
Probably
No.
Bob 3, I think.
Maybe that is it. Let's go with that for now. Okay.
When we spoke to her, she was kind of a nervous wreck. She seemed to be trembling when I shook her hand.
You are an
I,
intimidating guy.
Well, no, she seemed rattled by something else, and when I asked, well, we were talking about where we come from and why she looked drastically different from anyone we've come across. She seemed to be wearing, Foster, did you correct me if I'm wrong, like a flowing white gown, a hat, a white scarf around her neck. Different, elegant, but different, and she alluded to a difference in opinion between her and her husband and Matron Motherly as of late. She said that they've worked pretty closely with Matron Motherly for the last decade, and things aren't on the best of terms right now. And I just get the sense that we need to probably get to that judgment, Vesper, like quick.
Well, get this. The guys downstairs are sharpening their weapons to also go there, and I don't think they
That
were
is
invited
correct.
like we were.
Yes.
But we did
I-
get invited to that if we wanted to go.
So,
It's the same
Um,
thing.
Right,
That's
but it's it's about the principle of the matter. How
perspective.
you attend. Also, does she look different from the painting than what you guys just described in the painting?
No, I recognize her, so
Well, her
like
face.
from the photo.
Yeah, but is she wearing the same stuff?
Oh, I don't know,
Yes.
Foster.
Well, something similar.
Okay,
Something different than robes and.
gotcha. Okay, so she's part of the basement rebellion? Is that what we're calling them? Maybe the underground overthrowers?
Well, if garment colors are to say no, I don't know how far that goes or what that means, but she
Well,
was in all white,
difference
they
in
were in all
opinion
black.
from right there. To my understanding, those guys are in opposition to the mother. Is this what
Correct.
everybody's
The basement?
gathering? Yeah, the
Yes.
basement bros, the subterranean fucking guys, Bobs.
Bob's.
Bobs?
We really should have asked for their like group name.
I can go ask Bob.
No.
I don't think we should do.
He'll come to us in like 45 minutes. We're chill.
Well,
We could also kill them all.
that's
So
something.
here's the thing, I'm missing that connection here, and I'm totally down to like overthrow governments. Like I said, it's our thing, but that's what these guys seem to be wanting to do, and we want to stop that for like what reason exactly? She seems sketchy. No, we just said that.
I
They
don't
appear
think
to
we
be
should be
Luther's
supporting.
forces.
Yeah, neither of these groups of people should be people we're supporting.
Well, so let's
However,
go
Luther's
find
got
Luther
the-
and let them fight.
Well, Luther's
Guys, we haven't
about
seen
to-
Luther yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what we came
Right,
here for.
So Luther's
That's
going
the
to
real
show up,
problem.
return to this army and go to this execution. I don't think we want him to have that army.
I really think Vesper should be there, though.
I'm gonna look
I-
at Kaelinor and I'm gonna say, I think Vesper's already there.
We talked about this earlier. We can't go to two parties at the same time. We can't be two places at once.
Look, the
I
timeline
agree.
makes sense. The age of the kid in the photo makes sense. She's been working with her for as long as the kid's been alive. And now there's a sudden struggle, and she's a nervous wreck walking out of the house in the direction of the judgment.
Yes.
Meanwhile, a basement rebellion is happening versus the judgment. Vesper, if that's you, I think you or past you is in danger right now. The squad, this whole thing is great. Let's do it at the location.
Yeah, all right, that makes sense.
What the? Okay. That makes sense. Everybody's like fucking vibing with that logic.
I am.
You-
Actually, yeah.
This guy who's not fucking from this place, that's probably that guy. Also, fuck these Bobs. We're gonna give them to Luther anyway, but we're gonna meet them where they're all prepared to die, and then then try to kill the guy that they're defending and is their
To be-
prophet.
Matron
Yeah.
Motherly is going to kill Vesper, right?
Fucking, if we go there, we might as well should let her kill all of us.
No, I'm pretty sure I
I'm
can
not
kick her
following the
ass,
logic.
and I'm an old man.
You
My
probably
brain
could. You
hurts
should
there.
go alone.
Vesper, who do you think the enemy is?
Luther, obviously, who's without his army right now. Am
Do
I
you know where
missing
he
something?
is? Do you know where he is?
No, well, nobody does.
Exactly. That's why we're saying we should go.
Where he's
To
gonna
the
have his
church.
army,
Yes, because we know.
so
he's
we
probably
can
gonna be
stop
there.
him from having his army.
My
Well,
headphones came off, like I
realistically,
couldn't hear it
the
today.
next place that we know he'll be is at the house. with
So
his
what if
army,
we
and
were
he's
like
still with his
50
army.
feet from the house, and we're like, oh, he's there, but he doesn't have his army yet. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Is that I have great plans usually. Is this one bad?
Vesper, are you dodging the situation in that building right now? In its entirety?
As much as I want to go to this party or the other one at this point, it doesn't matter. I don't understand why you guys want to go there so bad. We can go, but it
Because-
seems like
Vesper,
You-
I think you, a child version of you, is the one being judged.
And you don't know anything from your past, as far as our conversations have gone since I've known you. This is a link.
There could be a version of you in there that dies in 45 minutes.
maybe there could be a version of you fucking a bear in the woods out there. This is a different timeline. And Luther's here.
But we can stop this timeline.
It's plausible that my past self could have. I don't know. I suppose, I'm not the oldest, but I'm not the youngest, right? I was a child at some point, I assume. But,
You're not at all curious?
I mean,
Hey, now seems like a good time. Vesper, you very suddenly hear voices once again in your head, different than the ones you're used to hearing. It sounds like this conversation is one that you are not intended to hear. It like you are tuned in to a radio frequency that two people thought were silent. Were private. But you hear, she's gonna kill our son. I can't let her do that. And in response, this is supposed to bring balance. I don't like it any more than you do. I'm going to stop it. I'm gonna save that kid. I don't care what kind of fucking balance it throws off. I won't try to stop you, but I can't join you. And then the conversation ends.
The voices. Do you guys hear that?
No.
Kaelinor?
What? Yeah. What
No,
is
that's fine.
Kaelinor looking
Kaelinor is
like
very
during this conversation?
contemplative. Just thinking. A lot of thinking. A lot of math.
Okay, well, I know I say I hear voices in my head a lot. I do, by the way. I hear voices in my head a lot. Strict lack of them since we've been here. Really dead town. Not a very good vacation spot. Just heard voices, not the normal ones. Like, I might be... No, I'm not blasted right now. But not the ones we heard in the forest, Kaelinar.
But those are the voices you normally hear.
The ones we heard in the forest.
Hmm.
Yes. And sometimes my own self-doubt. But these
Yeah.
were very explicitly, am I still holding this fucking painting?
Yes.
If I had to jump to conclusions like everybody else in this fucking party right now, standing in an alley in a spooky town, this guy and Hayat, they're speaking. And I think I just overheard them. As long as you guys didn't, and they're not like right behind us, I think they're speaking. But like I hear the other voices sometimes. Anyway, this kid in the middle, they're definitely gonna fucking kill that guy. Yeah, that's the plan. But this guy, you see on the, I'm imagining the left.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't want that shit to happen, and he's about to throw off the balance of the force. And this lady's like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And I think this is the lady you were talking to, and she's like, chill with that.
I have a quick question about this painting.
Mhm.
The woman is wearing white, right?
Mhm.
Is the man wearing black?
He is.
It would seem, yes.
Eh.
It is. It's mostly gestural, but yeah, it's definitely darker shades.
God damn.
Listen, I don't want to step on any toes. Vesper, if you don't want to go over there, and we ultimately decide just to end who I believe to be the group that's trying to prevent your death from happening, then I guess let's do it.
Hold up. New confusion. I just made a connection. So the guys in black are with this guy, example photo, correct? Have we assumed this? They're wearing approximately the same sort of thing, and they were talking about stopping what was going on, and the fucking voices I just heard were talking about stopping this kid from dying, and everybody else, you know, is getting the vibe that this is either me or my friend from purgatory, right?
Yep.
Some version or vessel. Why are we gonna go stop the guys that are trying to stop the kid from dying?
Well, we didn't know that you
Because-
were going to die until you heard it in your head 2 seconds ago.
But you knew they were gonna kill that kid who you thought was me.
We knew that there was going to be a judgment, whatever the
That's
fuck
what this
that
whole
means.
conversation has been about.
Yeah, well, let's go save the kid.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that seems like a good idea. Right? Like,
Is
they're
it
gonna
always-
kill that guy.
That's
Is
where
it always like this?
we're gonna go to that party. That invite, we're taking it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, fuck yeah. Wait, what should I wear?
It don't matter.
Well, should I
Black.
should I look like Steven? I'm wearing like, I look like, you know, business casual, but I put on the black Halloween cape right now. You know what I mean?
You should stay as Steven,
Should
probably.
I say Steven?
Yeah.
You think it'd like freak the kid out if like, whoa, that guy's incredibly handsome.
Just to be safe, I feel.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I feel incredibly unsafe going there. based on, everybody's assumptions of this fucked up place.
I'm curious about your past just as much as you might be.
I'm not.
So I wanna.
I-
Part of the
We,
problem.
Kaelinor and I fucked off in the woods for a little bit and found out a lot of shit. Did we tell you guys about that, by the way?
No,
That was incredibly revealing, and there's a lot going on. That's where I'm from.
it sounds like you guys had some conversations though.
Yes. In my head with voices. That was in like current time, by the way, right?
Yes.
Guys, that was in current time, by the way, right?
Yes.
I don't know. Whatever we do here doesn't seem to fix the problem. So let's just go to this party.
We don't necessarily know that that's the case.
Well,
Our actions here could be more important to the rest of your life than anything you've ever done. And it's a lot. So,
do you think anything that we do that affects this person in an alternate timeline would affect me or that version of me that I saw?
I'm not entirely convinced. Yeah, I'm not convinced that these timelines that we venture to are any more separated than I think when we're in the past we're able to affect our present. I think when we're in the future we're able to
Yeah, with the book thing, I do remember that specifically.
plenty of things. Yeah.
Well, okay. Let me ask a very important question again. What if we do change that kid's outcome and that kid doesn't, I don't know, end up doing the things that I did if they're the same, and Ebenezer fucking dies 1,000 times? Or we don't save Maeve's tree and we cause the apocalypse to happen fucking immediately. You know what I mean? Like, that is a genuine concern that I am feeling right now. Admittedly.
Well, counterpoint. You go.
With your experiences that you've told me, your connection to entering and returning from the afterlife, you don't know a lot about your childhood, but I am fearful that if we stop this execution, you might not be you in our present.
Yes, exactly. That is exactly what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
If we're assuming that affects me, like,
right. So
no offense, if that was me, I wouldn't be fucking afraid of dying. Like, that shit's fucking easy. Like, he'll just go walk around for a while.
What if you at least had a conversation with Ayat?
Oh, Ebenezer.
That I don't know about that.
Yeah, that seems terrible.
I would like to bring up the point that when we traveled outside of Taladoga, Kaelinor, what is the creator of his own magic and his stones that he is afflicted with. So what's to say that us preventing your death has simply already happened before, and that you are the way you are because we've already intervened in another time? If we're entertaining hypotheticals, I think it is unfair to restrict ourselves to one outcome when
Totally.
countless outcomes
Agreed.
are possible.
However, I think we're very quick to jump to saving Vesper is the right thing to do here, and that might be the wrong answer, and we don't have a good way of knowing what is the right or wrong answer.
If I could add one thing.
What voices?
As the DM?
As the DM. I have to find...
No, I don't think so. You don't get to know. I'm kidding.
Player vote as to whether or not he gets to add something. All in favor, say yay. All in favor say nay.
What you know is that there was a coup in Samsara. You'd almost made it out. You'd gotten into the forest line when an arrow meant for the man alongside you struck your heart instead. And you were told that by the spider.
Me, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I just remembered that fucking bullshit spider for some reason. This reminded me that there was an overthrow here, and that totally happened. So we should let it
Which-
happen.
Which brings us to the alternative, which is letting Luther's men to go stop this, which also seems like a bad plan.
Well, no, I think that's what happened, based on the spider.
Right, but now we're here to get Luther, so we just want to let him take over.
Well, I mean, we could take him at least.
How much has Luther influenced this timeline in itself?
He
He's
had
a
started
prophet here.
a revolution.
He is Jesus Christ.
Before he wasn't here, though.
They
What?
didn't know him.
So was
Based
Luther?
on the logic of Kalinar created his own gems, you might come to the assumption that he was never not here.
Okay.
So he was here.
I'm
So
gonna
he was here.
take
Okay.
out a bowl and rip a 13 and pass it around while
Yeah.
we're standing in this alley for a
I-
good fucking short rest worth of
Hey,
time.
we're at a nice bench, okay?
I am normally not participating in that, but I'm totally going to this time because like I'm wigged out.
Maybe we should just clear our heads with these cleric buds. Actually, can I smoke the cleric bud? What? I'm not even gonna ask what happens. I do it. Then I pass it.
What do
There's
we roll?
multiple of them, right? I'm growing multiple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll me a flat d20.
Oof.
It just has a whack ass bitter taste,
Mm.
and does not seem like it should have been smoked.
Yowzas!
Gets us uncomfortably high.
So
One to put the
I-
cops on yourself high, you know?
our logic,
Is fucked
if
right
we
now.
take Luther out of the picture,
He's
how
not.
much of this continues?
We don't know. The problem is we've been in these situations countless times. And generally it's a lot easier to just make the decision and go because the consequences aren't quite so personal. But
But if we intervene, too
Mhm.
soon, it could throw what we seem to want to have happen out of balance.
we don't
I
even
think-
know what we want to have happen.
Exactly.
Specifically.
I think we want to have not Luther bad things happen, but also have minimal impact on like the reality of the timeline based on my loose knowledge of what the fuck is going on here. Which, in my point of view, is catch Luther, eject him from the situation, and let the rest happen. Which is what I was trying to say from the beginning. I understand your guys' concerns, and admittedly, I'm a little bit freaked out by all this. If this is me in a different, like, mind space, I don't fucking remember this shit, guys.
Here are my thoughts. I see this two ways, okay? either we assume that Luther entering this time rift has always been a part of this timeline, and that
Mhm.
would mean that we entering it would also be. We could assume. So that would mean no matter what we do, we get Vesper here. Or we can look at it in the way that us entering it, we mix it up. What we do is going to determine what happens with Vesper. That would also mean Luther entering messes it up and is different and changes what happens with Vesper. So I agree, and I think we should just get Luther because I feel like that works with both scenarios that I see. That's my thoughts.
I'm convinced. Let's go kill Luther.
Or to take him out or whatever the sitch be.
Capture him, preferably, confess. We're not supposed to be killing Luthers.
Fine.
Tame yourself.
My fur will bristle.
Yeah. So I think by now it's probably like 10 minutes left to the start of the stream.
Oh, I do have a pocket watch.
Let's go.
Have we seen anybody enter the house, or is everybody just leaving?
I think even with eyes on the house, you wouldn't have seen anybody there. And in fact, at the even you don't see any of them leaving just yet.
So Luther could still be approaching the group here.
Do you
in
guys
just a
want to
few
go
minutes.
to the place outside of it and just like scope it out?
Sure.
It's the other big building on the other side, right?
That
in the
seems to
middle.
go against what we were just
Right in
talking
the middle
about.
of town.
But
Right. Well, you know,
Well,
perspective.
I think we have strong evacuation skills. So if we go scout out, wait for Luther, pluck him away, and then make a mad dash for it, we might just be okay.
okay.
And
if we're-
okay, that's if
Let's
all goes
position-
well.
If we're gonna do that, Ebenezer, can I wear your gloves to pick him up and carry him at the speed of sound? I will give them back immediately. I'm just incredibly fast, and with your super ultra turbo mega hydraulic gloves, I can pick him up and carry him, or I have a greater chance of overpowering him in a hand-to-hand combat to quickly maneuver him away from his allies.
You saw me punch that door open, though, right? That's pretty cool.
So,
It was sick as fuck.
hold on. All right.
I
just
will
wanna-
pass the gloves over.
Are we trying to nab Luther from in front of his army? Because I think they would then chase us.
What else are we supposed to do?
I think ideally before they like meet up, before he makes a grand entrance of sorts. But that's best case scenario. In the event
I mean,
that
do-
does not happen,
Do they chicken out and not go if their leader's not there?
I mean, they sharpened all their weapons.
They were
I
pretty
don't know.
convicted, but I did convince a number of them to let them kill the child, and I didn't know that until now.
You I'm sorry, Kinfeth, can you please repeat that?
I engaged in philosophical warfare with
I heard
A
you
person
speaking to
who-
the one called Bob.
Yep. Well, he wasn't Bob until I changed his mind about saving this child, and so I think I accidentally convinced about 7 people that they should be killing this
Right.
child.
We have made incredible strides toward our goals here tonight, fellas. And to be honest, I think we should just take these rings off. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it'll be fine.
What Well,
We still need
the
Luther.
end of that conversation was happening. Can I walk back into the house, and is there anyone in the front room?
Yeah,
An
you
army.
walk back in. Was there someone you were hoping would be in the front room?
Somebody.
Luther.
Maybe. Well, yeah. But maybe someone in like the black cloak guards or something.
Yeah, sure. You go in. There's a couple of them upstairs lounging. You see Bob 3 and 5 have come up here to get some air.
Some living room air.
I'll say, hey, Bobs, are we meeting Luther there, or is he coming here first?
Well, he was supposed to come here first, but we haven't seen him yet. So,
And are you moving out if he doesn't come here first?
I guess so.
Okay. Thanks, Bob. And she'll walk out and say, hey guys, so I talked to Bob and he said that Luther's supposed to come there first, but they're going to move out even if he doesn't come to the house first. So I guess it wasn't really as helpful as I thought it might be, but that's what I've learned.
No, that's good. I'm going to run inside the house real quick.
Okay.
I'm going to go, Bob,
Kinfath.
save the kid. I didn't know what I was preaching to you. And much
That,
like
that was the conviction that we're still gonna
save the kid.
that's our intention.
Thank you. I'm going to run back to the group.
Guys,
gonna
I
say
just
the
made
kid.
another
We're good.
connection. This guy, the one on the left, the voice that I heard that said, I'm gonna stop that from happening and I can't, but I'm gonna throw it off balance. What if he has the same plan as us and as all of the Bobs? What if he's fighting Luther in some undisclosed location right now? Wait, hold on. I can't hear him.
What if Luther's your dad?
That's
No,
just
that's the other guy.
Ebenezer.
If we find that to be true, just kill me on sight.
Your intelligence score is not low enough for you to say shit like that.
It's,
You do
you know,
not get to play dumb here. The only thing
sorry.
you're good
I
at is
heard.
intelligence.
So logically-
5 minutes.
so
I'd like to pick up
hang with
Ebenezer
me.
and put him somewhere high.
Now it's our job to escort this army to save the kid.
This
Yes.
isn't the biggest village place, right? It's not that big.
I'm
right?
imagining a
Yes,
Minecraft
correct.
village with a wall around it.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too when I was talking about the blacksmith.
We didn't check his
Uh,
chest.
We only have like 5 minutes now?
I mean,
Yeah.
That
nobody's
Just
counting.
don't really have enough time to like look for him otherwise, do we?
Should we rally the army and just
I
go
mean-
in there and make a scene in his stead?
Well, you know what we could do, since I remember this, since we've learned that this is from the past, arson.
That is a good idea, and we're gonna keep that one in the back pocket.
Hold on.
Purely because there was a fire at this time, but you know it's fine. I'm just throwing out ideas here.
You think we should
Firewood
start the
serve.
fire to
We
make
seem
history
like-
whole?
We seem like the bunch to do just to make it happen, but you know I'm spitballing at this point.
If we set a fire, things would probably not happen.
Or they do because arson.
Oh my god, we could do this all day.
Hold on, I'm gonna go back inside. You guys should follow. Okay, Kinfath, we're gonna totally convince these guys to help us out and then use them as a distraction, okay? I think if we just kind of gently guide the things to happen and then, you know, hold our actions, so to speak, if that was something, you know, then to make sure what we want happens, and then we should just further the plot and continue the advancement of the story.
Absolutely.
Bobs
Is
and
everyone
fellow
there?
folks.
As you open the door, nobody's there. Moments ago, Maeve was in there with Bob's. You walk back in, they're not there.
Now I know you guys are invisible because you're planning a sneaky heist. So don't
That's
say
fine, I think
anything
they're
if you're
here.
with me.
We should
No,
go.
they're totally here.
I'm gonna pick up Vesper like a cardboard cutout and start running.
So if you
Everybody
guys are
give me those
here,
gloves.
let me know.
I will
I'm
also
suddenly feeling
maneuver the
very
user from
anxious.
his high position.
Wait, should I stay myself? Did we determine that?
Ebenezer is going
Or
to go
Steven?
to the place. He's going to
Yeah,
go to the place,
think
guys.
we
I
all
think that's
should.
where
I
we're
think we should
going.
go
Yeah.
there now.
You
Yeah.
all hear ding, ding, ding as a bell
Fuck!
over the church,
We're late to the party.
noting that the sermon is getting started.
Oh my god. Yes, we
While
go.
we're close enough, I'm gonna pass without a trace us.
I'm gonna turn invisible.
Word.
Not doing shit.
I didn't do
Ebenezer's
shit.
looking fly.
I didn't fucking do this. Ebenezer's what? I'm sorry.
He's looking fly
He's not.
for an old
For a
white
white
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
Wow, guys. Low hanging
Uh,
fruit.
So Finn and Ren, you're both on board, headed in. I've got general consensus from everybody else.
I'm
Zach, are you here?
as a player, I'm just so curious about what's going on in that room right now.
No. Okay. So anyway, you you guys make your way to the church, and when you open up the doors, it seems to be like the only room in this place is the chapel. There's not a bunch of hallways before you get there. You just open it up and you're in there. There is a door on the far side that doesn't seem to be a door that should lead to the exit. So you think there might be at least one other space here, but in general, you like immediately walk in and you're in the sermon space. You see, dozens of pews lined up. The people here, a lot of them are not the ones that you recognize from being down there. They are just civilians of this town. You see people in both black robes and white robes intermingly sitting throughout the pews. And then you see at the front of the room is Matron Motherly. You don't see a child with her just yet. How do you all go about your business?
Well, invisible and pass without a trace. I'm gonna very carefully go around the outside edge of the room and try and get to the back. You said the door was on the very far side?
Mhm.
I want to be
Like
near that.
on the left, on your left of where the podium would be.
Okay, then I would go around that side, and I want to be kind of close to that door, but just like kind of on like the back of the room, so that
Word.
I'm over there, and I am invisible.
What about
I
Darcy?
would turn to Ren if he was here, but does someone here other than Ren have message?
The invisible guy who just snuck away.
Yeah, I know.
Morgan did.
Confirm.
I actually don't know if Ren has message or if Morgan just messaged Ren all the time.
I think Morgan just messaged Ren.
Foster, do you remember? Can you roleplay for Ren right now?
I'm
Loki?
pretty confident Ren does not have message
Frick.
based on his character sheet that I'm looking at.
We should probably keep one or two people outside to alert maybe the rest of us in here that if we don't see them, they have to come from somewhere.
Are there any like windows, other entrances we see?
Yeah, there are like big, like not stained glass windows, but like the glass just looks kind of like a little foggy.
Yeah.
That's what the windows are, and there's like 4 down each side, pretty tall, pretty much reach the ceiling. They're not super. They're probably 5 feet wide, but they just go all the way up. And there's 4 on each side. There's not like a back entrance door that you can see. The only door being the one that Kalen is down, and he's not quite sure what's on the other side of it yet.
I can
If
stand
you
outside.
guys will humor me, I can have my eyes outside and my body in here in a seat. And someone can sit close to me. I give them a nudge when I see people approaching. I teleport Lizard back to me, and we're set.
Yeah, that sounds like a very
That's
smart plan.
up great. Kinfat, could you put me down?
Yes, sorry.
That
I-
sounds like a decent idea, actually.
What do we do
Okay.
once you nudge us?
Just
Said person.
it's just to tell you guys that they're coming, I guess.
The Luther
Okay.
lookout?
Yeah, yes, I would particularly be looking for him.
Luther Lookout Companion, an LLC. Maybe we could coin that phrase, guys.
Hmm.
What?
Something tells me it won't stick.
Bad bit. That's what it was. I like that plan, Ebenezer. Let's take a seat.
Okay, I will.
How
do the thing
sneaky do you guys think we need to be?
Well, Kaelinor went invisible, and you casted without trace. So pretty sneaky.
Well, I mean, do we need that?
I think the people in here, just by the nature of you opening the door and being a group, would have noticed you that you're here, even if they pass without a trace. Because
Because now we're just standing in the doorway awkwardly, and we keep looking, and we don't know where to sit.
Right.
I think if we're in the back pew and quiet, we'll be fine.
Okay, then I'm gonna do something else in a second after Maeve says this thing that she just started to say.
Yeah. In case they're trying an alternate route of entry, I'm gonna go stand out back, and so if Ebenezer through Lizard, you see me go like this at you, that means they're coming from the other way. Okay.
Okay, I will keep Lizard's head on a swivel.
Maybe like 2 taps for they're gonna break through these windows, 1 tap for they're coming through the front door. You know the vibe.
All right.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay.
Then
All right. Yeah, well, I get into position, and
out.
Kinfath, are you sitting beside me?
Yes.
Okay. I will send Lizard out the door with Maeve as she walks out as well.
Yeah, and I'll
Um,
head around back her side.
I'm gonna assume a casual party going but awkward guy on the side position. I'm dropping Pass Without a Trace, and I'm gonna cast Locate Object on my ring.
Did you take the ring with you?
Yes, it's on a chain tucked in my shirt, but
Yeah, shit. You get 2 returns. You get 2 pings in return. The one within your shirt, and then what's the radius?
1,000 feet, I think.
Okay, cool. The other one seems to be coming from beneath you.
I'm gonna very casually try feeling if Kalinor's still around.
Where did you go?
Casually onto the side of the wall like this.
Are you very obvious about your feeling around for me?
Yes.
No, he's
I will
clearly casual.
Can I slink back around and be like, Vesper, what's going on?
Oh fuck. Kalinor.
Yeah.
Is it really you?
Yes.
You know the ring that you put on and I shot in the circle?
Yes.
I get the very strong vibe, sensing its magical properties, that there's another one that matches it identically downstairs right now. As the only thing, I don't remember obtaining this, as the only thing I could think of that might connect somebody to this place, like me. And now I just drew a bunch of connections off of this new information, and I'm freaking out. I just thought I should let you know. And the punch is terrible.
Don't drink.
I just made another connection. I'm not gonna drink this punch anymore.
Literally, don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Um. Okay. Did you make a new connection besides the one we already made, or did you just make that connection again?
I'm making a lot of connections today. It's been a long day.
It has. It feels like it's been a day that just goes on for a month or something.
Right. Like 1,000 years.
Eh, something like that. Yeah.
So anyway, wherever my ring came from originally, I think there's a younger version of it downstairs. It's no longer the
Yes.
one ring. They're twins.
I suppose.
Anyway, should we
Um,
go downstairs or should I keep acting super casual?
Would you like to intervene with your past self?
I mean, not to question what the fuck we're doing here, but isn't that the whole fucking reason you guys wanted me to come here in the fucking first place?
A guy sitting in a pew right next to where you're at, Vesper's like, dude, do you mind? I'm trying to listen to.
Oh, sorry, bro. I'm in a play. I'm just working. My bad.
Okay. Turns back to the sermon, which, by the way, has been happening. She's up there speaking.
Oh.
What's she talking about?
She's mostly talking about just the concept of samsara, about the cycle of life and death, and why it is so sacred to maintain it.
Okay. That's bullshit. No, I'm just kidding.
Boo. Anyway, should we go downstairs or should I sit down?
Vesper, this is your fate, not mine. I'll follow your judgment.
I don't know if that's even fucking true. Is there a staircase that's, easily accessible, has a handrail?
The only place other than this space is behind that door.
I would assume that's, yeah.
I just now noticed there's just a door. Should we try to... Is it directly behind her?
It's immediately to her right, your left. Everybody would see you opening the door.
Okay.
Yeesh.
Should we go open that door?
Would you like me to go check it out since I'm invisible?
Well, yeah, but you can't walk through doors, and if you open it, I might as... You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I mean, if you would like to. Let's go.
Is it stationary, the object?
It's moving slightly, but generally within the same 5-foot square.
Okay, go check it out. I'm gonna sit right there, and then if you see something fucking sweet, come get me.
Okay.
Do you want me to go through the door?
I thought you would said you might as well follow me.
Totally going through that door now. Okay, let's
Then
go.
let's just go. I guess we're doing that then.
No, my God.
As you approach the door, Matron Motherly turns to the side and just goes, "Excuse me, gentlemen.
I'm invisible.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Is it Vesper?
I am Steven. I look different.
Okay, then excuse me, sir. Did you need some help?
Walk to the door, just walk to the door, just walk to the door.
Is everyone now in this
Is
church
it-
looking at Steven?
Everybody's looking at
Is
it
it open?
Yeah. Yeah, you turn the knob and it opens. I would prefer that you didn't.
I would let Kaelinor in. I think. I would stand there, I would enter and then hold the door open.
Perfect. And I just slip right in.
Sorry.
Mother, please continue. I agree with that guy.
Immediately
awesome.
behind the door, you see two men in white robes holding glaives.
Is there anything else in there? Just two dudes in a closet.
I mean, there's a staircase
5 feet
leading,
apart.
leading downwards.
I would start walking
But
toward the
these two
staircase.
guys are like chilling like at the top of the staircase.
You should Misty step past them.
Would break my invisibility. I'm gonna try to walk past
Would it?
them slowly. Yes, casting a spell.
Vesper, what do you do?
I will wait a second strategically and then start walking toward the stairs.
Oh, you're going
Okay.
in still?
I'm in the door. I shut the door, dog. I ain't
I thought
going
you,
back
like,
out.
Closed the door behind
Oh,
you.
I thought you were. Yeah, I thought you were still.
I
outside
thought you
too.
stayed out.
Oh, should I have done that?
You
I
should
thought
do
that's
whatever
what
you
that
want.
Was
to do.
that-
That's
yeah.
what I
was
thought
that
you
what-
did.
That
We
would
thought-
divert
we-
suspicion from you.
I'm
we
gonna
thought
walk
that you
back
were-
out. I'm opening the door and walking back out. Sorry, boys, this is not the ladies' room. Wrong party, everybody. Sorry about that. I'm in a play. And I'm gonna leave the building.
Roll me an insight check if you would not mind, Vesper.
5 plus 3, 8.
Cool. Outside, Lizard, and no, you know what? Maeve.
Rude.
I know both of you.
Get fucked.
Different things. Different things. Lizard sees popping out of different pockets of bushes or buildings and stuff, a bunch of men in black clothes and black robes start
Lord.
kind of approaching the building. Meanwhile, Maeve, you see a single man approaching from the back side. He is wearing, you know what?
Nothing.
Ooh, what should that be? What kind of role is this?
Whatever Maeve is best at.
Yeah, let's
Initiative.
Medicine, nature,
perception.
perception.
I'm gonna call it either perception, investigation, or insight, whatever you'd like to do.
Perception.
Okay.
Foster, I would like to have nudged Ginfath once, and then have Lizard look at Maeve specifically to see if she's giving any sort of signal.
Okay.
I'd have to come around still. I'm still out back, I think. Right?
Okay. I think
Yes,
so.
and
In which case,
Maeve,
I'd be waiting for you.
Okay.
You see that this man is also not dressed like the rest of them. Does not have a simple black robe. He looks like exactly like the man in the painting.
Mhm.
But his garb looks exactly like the robe that Vesper now wears without the gold adornments.
Okay. And he's walking straight towards the building, I presume.
Yeah. You see, in fact, actually, you see him start to walk towards the building, and then he goes underneath the shadow of a tree. When he's in that shadow, you see him collapse into it
Oh.
before you look around desperately to see where he goes to, and he appears in the shadow of a steeple on top of the church.
So fucking cool.
We didn't have a signal for from the top of the.
No, we didn't. We did. You could point. You could just point up at the roof.
I mean, also, I could whisper. No,
Hi!
I'm gonna. Maybe's gonna go. Oh! Start walking around the building. Here, lizard. Here, lizard.
You'll see. You'll see him. He'll be right here.
Okay. And she's like, Dad, on the roof, up there. I
Okay.
don't know.
Boom. Lizard comes back to me.
Word. It's also worth noting that Ebenezer can speak when Lizard is out there. But
That's true, but I'm gonna bring Lizard back anyway, probably.
sounds good.
I just picture a lizard going, "Oh!"
Confess, Dad's on the roof. Dad's on the roof. There's people approaching the front gate right now as we speak too.
My dad's on the roof. Oh,
Not your
dad's
dad.
on the roof. Fenton! There's a guy on the roof and there's a couple of people out front. Taking the
Okay.
telephone.
Ren's back. I think
Fucking-
they're coming.
No.
Okay.
Luther still.
Ren, there's the dad from the painting. So sorry, the dad from the painting and the evil cult guys. They're not actually evil. They're actually trying to save a kid, and I convinced them not to. But that's not. They're coming from the front. Maeve is outside.
Can I actually retcon Foster that I brought Lizard back, and can I just speak to Convet like I just did?
Sure. Is
Cool.
Blizzard still outside?
Yeah, I'm gonna. If it's cool with you, Maeve, Lizard's gonna hop on your shoulder or something to give you some backup, because Ebenezer just now realized that you would be alone out there by yourself. So, the DM has graciously let me.
Yeah, can I
that, so-
retcon not remembering what's happening right now and you tell me what's about to happen? Just like a super little thing.
Actually,
I'm gonna go outside and drop my disguise self, by the way. I'm just Vesper, not the guy who made a scene.
Oh snap!
And I'm gonna go sit up against the side of the building in a shadow and smoke a doobie and freak out.
Okay. And what's Maeve doing?
People are coming.
I think with Lizard like getting up here, I think she would be like, actually, keep looking out front. If you see Luther, come get me. I'll be on these two sides. You be on those two sides. Anything sus happens, make it known. And then she'll keep surveying her sides
Okay.
and
Lizard
looking up
will
at Dad occasionally.
acknowledge and continue to scout out for Luther specifically.
Where-
It's so interesting that he's not here.
I know, it's stressing me out.
It's stressing me out, bro.
The sermon continues inside. And as she gets near the end of her sermon, she goes, "Today, friends, I have a special judgment. One we've all known was coming, but one that must happen today. Meanwhile, Kaelinor, you snuck past the guards. They didn't try to stop you because they didn't know you were there. You
They were
go
distracted.
downstairs, and you see what's down here is very basic and stone, and yet there are plants and bushes. It's almost like an underground garden, with the exception of a path headed towards the middle where there is an altar, and two paths leading to what appear to be some sort of secret exit headed up either side.
Oh.
But down here, sitting by the altar, you see a little boy, well, 11 years old ish. What do you do?
There's just the little boy in here, nobody else.
Just empty. There's a guard on the top of the stairs. He's got free roam of the space.
Oh god, why did I do this? I don't know what to do.
Kill him.
Wow. What's he
Kidding.
doing?
He's like playing with bugs in the grass.
In the grass.
Yeah, it's like an underground garden down here, with the exception of
Oh,
those,
garden.
yeah.
I see. Huh. Man.
Yep.
We're good.
Wrong
Say
pipe.
I don't know what to do.
Hey kid, you want some drugs?
Ah,
Fucking grab him and dimension door yourself to out the rift.
you want me to remove you from
I'm
this?
not here.
I
That's
know,
just
I know.
a side effect of us
I wish
being
you-
around each other in character a lot. Now you're hearing voices in your head.
I just wish that you were here to talk to about this.
Well,
Well, then
Kind of.
come get me.
Yeah. Oh,
you're just kind of right there.
why?
You would have to open the door again.
No, like,
How many spell slots do I have? Can I real quick before I interact with the child at all? Can I like take a peek at those exits and see just like if I can ascertain like where they go, if there's like any kind of convoluted nature to them, or if they're just back doors?
Sure. They appear to be just very long, shallow stairways, or whatever the opposite of steep is. Not shallow, but and would you like to investigate to see where one comes out, or both?
I mean, am I able to kind of base off of like where I went, like, oh, these each go out the back in one side or the other, or do I have to actually like go up and go down
They
the
seem-
path to?
You could make a guess, but you see that these staircases are quite long, like
Okay.
70, 80 feet long.
Ooh.
You would guess based on the space that they probably come up within the walls, but just barely.
Interesting. Hmm. I'm gonna approach the kid.
Okay, you are invisible. How do you
Yes.
go about it?
Hey, kid.
Yeah. Literally, that's what I was gonna do.
Yeah, do it.
Alright.
Do it, dude.
Hey, kid,
Yeah.
what's your name?
7.
7. That's all you got?
Yeah. Well, I was 6 before, but now I guess I'm 7 because a kid got born or something. You're not the usual voices I hear in my head.
You're used to hearing
Now I'm
voices in your head.
convinced.
Yeah, there's like the mean guy and like the guy who's like not so mean, you know.
Has those voices talked to you about anything happening today?
They seem to be kind of chill with it all, you know. They something about like the cycle of life is coming, you know, to a balance or whatever. I don't know.
How do you feel about this place?
I mean, it's not my favorite, but it's the only home I have.
That's fair. Have any family?
Yeah, well, as you know, 8 and 9 are like my siblings, I guess.
Parents?
Oh, we don't really do parents.
Interesting. Oh man, I don't know. Oh man.
Upstairs, you all see a man moving to the door. A man wearing white, looking to seemingly go retrieve the subject for judgment. Does anybody react up there?
Any side of Luther?
Not yet.
Has Dad moved at all? Just standing there.
I think you see Dad standing on top of the church, but I think if you're still keeping tabs on him, you would notice that at some point his eyes have started to glow like a shadowy blackness, and he's just looking down at the top of the roof.
That's creepy. Okay, continue with the rest. Maybe we'll just be like,
What the fuck? Yeah, man goes in through the door. Kaelinor, you can hear that the door opens from the top.
When I hear any interaction with the door, I would like to say, look, kid, you might not know me yet, but I'm gonna look out for you, alright? And I'm gonna produce from a pouch, suddenly visible, a singular goodberry. And I'm gonna hold it out.
He reaches out and grabs it. Ah, cool.
And I'm gonna, of course, I'm gonna sigh, and I'm gonna back up a little bit so that I'm not close to him when whoever is coming to check on him checks on him.
Cool. Yeah.
Is there a point at any time while I'm sitting outside that I could intentionally try to, and I haven't in this space yet, but could I try to, like we did in the forest, start a group chat with those dragon guys? Like, dudes,
I
do you guys exist yet?
I would be inclined to say no, but I am going to let you roll a religion check with a DC of 21.
Wow.
Okay. Did you check my stat sheet?
No,
So-
should I?
No, I would have had to nat 20. 12.
Well, that.
For real? I'll do it again. I'm gonna take out a fucking arrow. I'll fucking do it. And then you guys won't get me to deliver your fucking mail or whatever. And I'm gonna...
Is there people approaching that door, Fosper?
Yeah, around this time you would see, I guess Lizard would see, there are people gathering by that door. You would also see, people gathering by, like, people on either side of every window, hunching down, and some people moving towards the back.
Are they ignoring Vesper?
I tried to move into a dark place, a contemplative place, but I'm not hiding.
I think
Yeah,
even if they see him, they have a mission, and they're like, "There's just a guy here," so they're doing what they're doing.
Okay, I'm gonna relay to Kinfat that the building is surrounded and that there's no sign of Luther.
Oh shit.
And I'll whisper.
Oh, go ahead.
I'll say that under my breath. That's all.
I'll relate to Finnan and Ren.
Maeve will see them getting into formation around her post and like join them in formation and then be like, "Hey, where's Luther?"
One of them, without even turning around, is just
That's a good idea.
He just goes. He said he's gonna make an appearance. I don't know. Still like trained to the door.
It's really annoying. Wish I knew where he was.
Yes, you're telling me. What the fuck? Who are?
She's gonna like immediately drop doing the formation and walk away.
That's great.
You see one of them like draw a bow, and then another guy just be like, "Just we're good." Very seems to be. Not everybody's in agreement on how to handle things here.
We don't know anything about that because we agree on everything 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, we totally had a plan.
Galenor, you see man in white walk down the steps. He looks at the child, says, "It's time for judgment, Seven. Please come." Holds out a hand, and the child takes it. And is guided upstairs. Do you follow through the door on the way out?
Yeah, I'll follow close behind and sneak back through the door. And then when I come back into the room, you said they're kind of like up on like a stage, right?
Yeah, like a slightly elevated.
Am I able to stand like behind it and be able to get up onto it, or is it like have like a curtain or a wall or something on the back?
It is. It's just like.
Or is just like the
I
floor
don't know when the last time
elevated?
was that you were in a small church, but it's just like that. Yeah.
I know exactly what you're
Right
talking
now.
about. It's like you just
Let
walk
me
up
see if I can find a
couple of
picture.
steps-
Hold on.
Walk up a couple of steps. There's a stage.
Well,
that's
like
kinda in like this kind of shape.
is the door that was in the back of the room level with that? Because like the whole room
Yes.
steps up to that level.
Yes.
Hold on.
Is
This
that-
is like almost perfect. I'm gonna put in maps and info.
Fantastic.
Ah, yes, flawless architecture.
Yeah.
So there's just like you can see behind the little podium thing. There's like a little lip that goes up. It's not a lot. And then there's also a door in the back left, so that works perfectly.
I didn't see a picture.
It's in maps and info.
I have that pulled up. I don't see it.
It's a church. Just use your imagination based on the last church you've been to.
Hold on.
Well,
Why?
Well, if that was
Did that help? Did that fix it?
no, I see you adding me with click to see attachment, but I can't see the attachment. But I think I have an understanding. So I'll just
hold on. Just did that DM come through?
yes, it did.
There
Well,
you
it
go.
looks like that.
Perfect.
Look at the page and then imagine that.
Perfect. Well, yeah, and I see Theo's. That's weird. Anyway, I would like to be behind where the lady is and the stuff, like, but kind of closer than I was
Sure.
before.
Rad. The child is guided up, and you see Matron Motherly take him. She like puts a hand on the back of his head and like gets on her knee next to him, holds him close to herself, and closes her eyes for a moment as she says, "I shall now perform the judgment." There is a hushed silence in the room as nobody speaks. And she stands after a bit and says, "Seven is ready to be gently guided into the afterlife." She pulls a small flower from like the back of her dress. It is a dark navy blue that alchemists or gardeners among you that are in the space anyway would recognize as nightshade, a very poisonous plant.
Not a tea.
Not a tea, specifically not a tea. But she pulls a petal from it and basically is ready to force feed this to the child.
When she would have started pulling out the flower and I would have seen it, and I am proficient in alchemy, so I'm going to say I would have recognized it, hopefully. I would like to get closer to the kid. And
Okay.
I'm going to, as she's doing all that, I would like to put a hand on his shoulder. Hey, can I get that close without doing anything? I don't want to just like say stuff.
I mean, I would have you roll a stealth check, but you're past and invisible. There's no way anybody's gonna see you.
He
Technically,
did kill
pass was
but
dropped.
I am,
Oh, okay.
but I have advantage because invisibility.
Yeah,
and
we
plus
go ahead and
7.
roll me a stealth check then.
Hey,
if you
did
don't
the
have a plus
ring
10,
move
but-
upstairs?
Yes, it did.
No fucking shot. Oh, it's a 7. Okay, I thought that was a 1. 14 with advantage.
A 14 with advantage. Mate, I can actually roll against this. Hold on.
You should have taken the boots.
Yes.
Let's see.
Yeah, what are her stats while you're pulling that up?
I'm gonna guess the religious figure is good at unfortunately.
Could you roll me an insight check?
I was about to talk anyway. Oh, that's not good.
Hold on, I forgot
was
what
it?
I was gonna say.
No. Hold on. This is me reading her reaction. Still know what I'm
Wha-
saying.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Oh no.
You rolled a 3.
Okay.
What do you want to say?
I'm gonna put my hand on this kid's shoulder and say, "Hey, do you want to go someplace cool?" Trying to get him to be a willing creature for Dimension Door.
You immediately see Matron puts her hand right where yours is, on top of you. Still looking at the child, but very briefly glances right where your face would be. And is just still holding her Shirai, but has got her hand on you. The kid is like, I hear the voices again, Matron. And she goes, it's okay. You'll stop hearing them soon. He takes this pedal in his hand. And at this moment, you all hear a of like a war horn outside. It's got some distance from the church. You think it's coming from the western wall. But as it happens, you see these men in black bust into action. Windows shattered from either side. The door is thrown open. How do you all react?
I want a Dimension Door, but I don't know if this kid's willing.
I'll squeeze Ebenezer's arm and stand up, poised to fight.
Ren would stand up and kind of back up against the wall. Just not really ready anything. Just hang out.
Finishing close to the back to the door.
Say it again?
And it is close, inching away.
He's like inching towards the door, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Do I also hear this from outside, assuming?
Yeah,
I tell, like, a
everybody in the church
direction?
Can hear it. Yeah, you would. It's like coming from the west. So like in comparison to the church, like if I guess the door would be facing south.
Oh, I
So
get.
the
So
left.
the glass breaks. Do I hear that too? Like at
Oh
the
yeah,
same
for
time?
sure. Yeah, I mean you
Okay.
would see it from the outside. These guys happening, and it's loud.
Yeah, dope. During my one-sided group chat standoff, with my arrow to my neck, I'm gonna be like, fine, and I'm gonna slice my own neck with an arrow, taking my boon to do a d6 to myself, and get one of their boons, and say something like, "I'll take your help whether you're giving it or not," and I'm taking a d6. And then I'm gonna pull that same arrow onto my bow. Here we go again.
Those of you inside, Kainfath is poised for fight.
Poised for running to go grab Luther / fighting Luther.
Gotcha.
Poised for winning.
Yes.
Kaelinor is still right on the action.
Per usual.
What did Ren say? You were doing what now? You're just staying back against the wall?
I'm getting out of whatever like center of the room. I'm getting up against a wall. Just kind of letting things happen.
Word. And then Maeve, what are you doing outside?
I will run towards the direction of the horn, glancing up at Dad as I go, and yeah, be walking that way.
Yeah, you start sprinting off to the west. As you glance up at Dad, you see Dad note you, kind of almost make eye contact, and then just like, and look back down. As you make your way to the western wall, you see Luther standing on this wall. He holds a massive bow in his hands. And you see amongst the crowd many, just the village, just civilians going about their life. He knocks an arrow, shoots a kid.
Hi.
I say, Luther!
Yes.
We never said where Lizard was and what Ebenezer was doing. Lizard
Is
followed
following me.
Maeve, and
Okay.
he dimensions door to that spot, that very spot.
Cool.
Without
Yeah,
saying anything?
Or taking anyone.
He's blind and deaf. He can't talk.
I will
Yeah.
say,
I squeezed his arm before.
I will say it's Luther, and then like I'll go. If you're holding on to me, I don't know what happens.
If he's willing, he can come with you. That's how dimension door works.
Does willing equal consent in this case? Because I didn't know that he was going to dimension door.
Yes. You have to choose to go with him, basically.
Then I
Can I
wouldn't
have-
go with him because I didn't know that he would be dimension dooring. I don't think.
Okay. All right,
is
let's
okay.
play that. Let's play it as is. I don't want to keep retconning on my decision.
What?
You
What did he
arrive-
do?
Better decisions.
What did Luther
Yeah,
do?
you're right.
Yeah.
He just shot a civilian kid.
Oh my
Like,
god.
just dead. You see a bunch of the civilians look up, and he goes, "It is time, my friends, for a reckoning." And that is where we'll end this week's session.
Oh,
Damn.
what
Oh my god. Sorry, the kid. It was the kid that just made me instantly want to do something. I'm sorry. If it was like, I would have
am
thought
in
more.
support
If
of. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no. I just like that was just from the heart, as me as a person, not like me. I should have thought as thought about the action more, but I was just like, no, dude, like that's not cool. And
I respect.
that sucks. I should have took you, Kinfath.
It's all right. One fire at a time. You know.
Unfortunately, that's not the case. All these fires
Unfortunately,
are being fought at
at
once.
the same time. At least 2 fires.
But we can't be in the
Yes.
same 2 places.
Except for you.
You can. Yeah.
That, well, honestly, skill issue.
Well,
Fuck.
Good session.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
And fuck.
Good session.
When are we
I
doing this
wanna-
again? I
Let's
think
keep
it'll probably
playing.
be
Let's keep playing.
I'm
We gotta
free
keep
right
playing
now.
So bad.
It is a Monday night, unfortunately. People got to get out.
Oh.
Before we leave, though, when is the next time we're gonna even be available? Because I know we got some ish going on.